Just you three, I guess. Okay.
Alright.
So, last session, uh, your group made your way, well, you had arrived in Phalor as of last session. And in Phalor, you did some investigating between the various Tinkerers guilds in the city and talked to a handful of people there, as well as some various other investigation, with Odotai visiting the sort of town council building or the city council building. And eventually, after a little bit more investigating, you all reconvened in a tavern. And while you were waiting there and discussing how to move forward, Zulrus spotted a person entering the tavern who was carrying a gun that was similar to what you were searching for. Some antics ensued, involving singing from Odotai and Luri. Well, Karora teleported out of the building, and that's basically where we left off.
So to
So,
reiterate, I didn't see anyone outside besides the odd passerby.
yeah, as far as you're
Yeah,
aware, there's no one else around.
Okay. Um, can I attempt to stealth back into the building? Just sort of like behind towards the entrance?
Yeah, sure, you can try that. Roll me a stealth check again.
The 22.
Okay, as far as you're aware, you're stealth.
Okay, and I'll just keep an eye on the two folks that came in, the one with the gun and their friend.
Yep.
Just keep an eye and not like do anything.
Yep, I'm also keeping a close eye.
I probably will.
Yeah.
Where's Ulrich right now? Cause,
I'm at the same table everyone is at.
right, well, Odo and I are like, singing drunkenly.
Yeah, I'm just watching.
I'm
Right.
pretty much literally the only person that left the table for reasons other than entertainment.
Yeah,
Essentially, yes.
Perhaps.
So all of you are just sitting and watching them for the time being, essentially?
well, I'm watching the entertainment, but out of my
Yeah.
vision, I'm keeping sight on them.
I assumed
Yeah.
you weren't just straight up staring at them.
No,
Well, I figured you weren't that stupid.
no, I had
Yeah.
to contradict that.
I'm kind of just taking glances at them. But kind of subtly.
Okay, after a bit, the tiefling will head up to the bar and talk with the bartender for a little bit and order some drinks, you assume, as he gets drinks and heads back.
Do I see the lips move?
You do, yes.
Alright, what do I hear? Or
He's
see?
just ordering drinks, Quill.
Okay. What? I had to know if there was like some sort of special code or anything.
That's fair. I'm just telling you, he's
Yeah.
ordering drinks.
Thank you, thank you.
Alright, so I guess just wait and see what they do next.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
The tiefling sits back down, and they continue like the weird hand signal thing, which by now you can figure is probably some sort of sign language of sorts.
Likely.
Am I familiar with any kind of established sign languages in this world?
Roll me a history check if you want. If somebody else wants to, we can have two people roll it, I guess.
I wouldn't. Type probably would.
That's fair.
That's good. I don't have a great history, so you guys can roll for. My goodness.
Between the two of you, you're aware that there are a couple forms of some sort of sign language. A lot of people who want to hide what they're saying to other people will use some kind of it. There are also people who are like deaf and stuff who actually need to use it. And most of the forms of sign languages are pretty unique to the individual who sort of learns it, as there's not really a set thing that people learn here. But you're not really quite aware of any specifics. Like, you're not going to be able to understand what they're saying.
I love shadow
Right.
puppets.
Alright, so I suppose we could just keep watch and see if they do anything.
Well,
Maybe
you would
for-
be able to
may-
talk.
maybe-
You're-
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. Can't use sign language with my own. Yeah.
I'm just gonna spend my stealth check kind of blending in, trying not to make myself seem obvious. I've sort of stopped looking at them particularly, and I'm just sort of watching. Just sort of like scanning around, like looking at drinks and looking
Yeah,
outside
just
and
keeping
whatnot.
An eye out.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, just wait and see their next move.
Yeah. Some more time passes. They're really, as far as you can tell for the moment, they just seem to be talking and drinking.
Generally having a good time. Mm,
Perhaps.
I would like. I would go over to them and try and disrupt it, but I'm not confident enough in my performance.
Perhaps disruption isn't the right choice.
Yeah. So what are they doing with the gun? Do they just come out?
They just have it. They just have it like holstered still.
Yeah.
And no one in the tavern's reacting to it.
Yeah, this must be like normal fare for here.
Maybe.
Mm.
Alright, I'm going to kind of leave Odotai on his own to perform, and just kind of go up to some random table, just any table where somebody who looks like, with someone who looks like they're from this area.
Yeah, sure. You approach this table with a younger halfling man.
I sort of like, I break the facade of being drunk and just go, hello, I was just curious. Those people over there, what is that thing that they have? It looks very interesting.
What exactly do you mean by that?
That thing there looks like a weapon of some kind in the holster.
I'm not quite sure what that is. I don't know why you'd expect me to know.
Well, I am a traveler. I come from a different continent, and I was just thinking that perhaps there's something the locals would know about. Very interesting city you've got here.
I suppose so, yes.
Hmm.
Well, in any case, thank you for the thank you for saying, even if you didn't know what it was. Kind of leave.
Yep.
Can I insight check the sign languaging folks and see like what their like body language?
Sure, roll me an insight check.
I'm actually okay at that. 16.
Okay. Let's see. As far as you can tell, currently it's pretty friendly, not like hostile or anything, you know? They don't seem too aggressive at the moment. You're just they feel like they're here to have a drink and have a good time, you guess, but you're not 100% sure.
Hmm.
Uh, I'm gonna head back over to Zorus, and I'm just gonna say, do you think we should wait for them to leave and then follow?
Oh, not.
I'm
Alright.
with what I know, I'm gonna sort of break stealth, sort of, and I'm gonna walk over to them and greet them.
Okay. Yeah, as you do, they turn towards you, and the male tiefling replies, hello there, I'm Des. Nice to meet you, I guess.
Yes, it is a pleasure to meet. I couldn't help but notice uh, the the hand motions you were doing. What
As
is
a
it,
note,
perhaps?
actually, before I tell you, or he says stuff, you notice as he's speaking, he actually keeps the hand signals going.
Hmm. Okay.
Uh, right. My companion here, Syl, he points to the person next to him. Uh, she's a little bit deaf, so she kind of needs it, or I suppose deaf would be the right word, not a little bit. And you notice that as he's talking, he keeps the hand signals going.
Okay. Um. Well, how would I say hello in that way?
He shows you a symbol that would be hello.
Can I hear this?
Okay.
You can read their lips, Quill, so yes.
Yeah, can I insight check this?
Yeah, sure. Roll me an insight check.
So, am I able to hear this? Or is it your
Roll me a
turn?
perception check.
No.
Alright,
That's a 2.
2 plus 7.
Yeah,
19 on perception.
it's pretty gross.
Yeah, you can hear this.
Alright, can I also roll an insight then?
Sure, roll me an insight.
Ah,
Ooh.
nat 20.
There you
Not
go.
bad.
As far as you can tell, he seems to be telling the truth.
Hmm. Okay. Well, then I'll point to the. Then I'll look at the deaf person and use that motion to say hello to them.
Yeah, she'll give you the same thing back.
Give it
Is the
like a little
deaf
smile
person the
and
one with the gun?
nod.
What was that, Talon?
Is the deaf person the one with the gun?
Yes.
Hmm.
Oh,
Um.
that'll
Could
be
I
easy to follow in that case.
could I ask a question? You don't have to answer it if it's personal or not. Um. Couldn't help but notice that you have a very interesting weapon that I've never seen before. Um. Where did you get such a thing?
Roll me a persuasion check.
Oof. Wait. Oh. Eh. Could be a lot worse. 10. Genuinely
Uh,
curious. I've never seen it before, so.
that's a little bit of a complicated story. Uh, as he says this, you notice that he sort of talks, or he does some hand symbols with the girl for a little bit.
Mm.
Uh, well, we, I believe, if I remember correctly, we made it during our time here a little bit, a while back. we sort of apprenticed here back in when we were a little bit younger.
Apprenticed. I see. So that you made it yourself.
Uh, you notice that the girl nods when you say that. Or yeah, the girl nods when you say that.
I see. Um, who did you apprentice under, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, Sil here, she apprenticed under
Sill.
a
Yes.
man by the name of Fenris. And I apprenticed in some of the local temples here, which I assume is a little bit less important.
What's the guy's name again? Do I know that?
Fenris?
Fenris.
Wasn't Fenris the guy from one of the guilds?
Yeah, he was the Tinkerer's Guild.
Yeah,
Right.
it's the one that would be the guy that Amir knows of.
Okay. Okay, her name is Sill. Lovely name. What is your name, perhaps?
Des.
On Des.
No, he said I'm Des.
Des. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Des.
No, it's fine. So,
Interpreter. Okay. You must have apprenticed for quite a while to have made something like that. I've never seen something quite like it before.
they communicate for a little bit, and Des says, "Well, she didn't particularly make it while she was here. I think she sort of learned how to make it while she was here, and she made it at some later point, I believe."
Okay. On the off chance, just out of curiosity, is Fenris perhaps taking apprentices at the moment?
They'll communicate for a little bit. I really have no idea about that. We sort of just got back in town, you see. Yeah.
I see. Well, it's very impressive, the language you've sort of learned. I'm sure it was by necessity and not circumstance. Did it take long? Did you have to go to a certain region or town to learn it?
We sort of grew up together, so I sort of learned it that way.
Oh, so it's personal. I see.
Something like that.
Well, pardon my curiosity. I do try to avoid interrupting people during their times of merry, but I've just been I'm sort of new here, so I'm trying to figure out things that I could potentially do, places where I can maybe pick up jobs or missives if necessary. If the Tinker's Guild is as large as it seems, perhaps they would have some sort of work for me.
That definitely wouldn't be the worst place to start. The temples, probably, you could find something there as well if you wanted to.
Okay. Well, it was lovely talking to you. One more question, perhaps. Is there... trying to find the right words to ask this. Okay. What do you think of the performer up there? He's kind of flamboyant, to say the least.
can't really argue with that statement, at least. It's interesting, I'll give him that.
Yes. He also seems to have drawn some attention to himself.
Well, that is sort of the intention of a performance, I suppose.
Mm. But perhaps too much attention can be a bad thing, don't you think?
In certain cases, guess it could be.
Hmm. Alright. Well, I'll leave you to your drinks and music. Um, and I'll get up. What is the sign for goodbye?
He'll show you something.
Okay, I'll look at her and give the sign and then walk off.
Yeah.
And just sort of go to the other side of the tavern to sort of. I don't want to, like, meet back up with the main group because it would be sort of suspicious. I'd go back and sort of have my own table.
I'll just kind of turn to Zoris. Well, that sounded innocent enough. Maybe it is that not everyone who has these weapons has bad intentions. I don't remember, but did Fenris, like, how did he act when we asked him about these weapons?
Uh,
I think he's defensive.
sort of. You talk to somebody else in his workshop first, and they sort of mentioned that the weapons had been made there before, or like there had been some attempts to make something like that. But when you talked to Fenris about it, he denied it.
Right. So Fenris does have something to hide. But... Well, I propose that perhaps we learn more a bit more subtly than we tried last time. Instead of just saying we got attacked by these weapons, we could perhaps just say that we are interested in a job there and try and find some information from the inside.
Yeah, that might be good.
I'm gonna keep on kind of just out of the corner of my eye watching the people and just seeing if they do anything noteworthy.
Yeah, of course.
And yeah, I'm also gonna stop drinking for the night because I want my senses about me.
Okay. For if you wait a little bit, the people essentially continue doing what they were doing before they were interrupted. So just drinking, chatting a little bit, and not really doing much besides that.
I am gonna write down that I learned the signs hello and goodbye, though, just for posterity. That might be helpful later.
Yeah, we'll see.
Alright. So they say, I suppose maybe just. I mean, we don't really have much to do except just stay in this tavern. So.
Man, that'd
I
suck.
suppose-
That'd suck if every single language in the world needed its own sign language. Well, it does in the real world, but still, that's a lot of, like, there are certain languages that have thousands of meaning for the same word.
Yeah.
Oh man, signing that. Jeez.
Yeah.
Anyways, continue.
Yeah, sure. Uh, I'm thinking, is there anyone in the tavern who looks like they might have some more information than the halfling I encountered previously? Like anyone who looks kind of like an adventurer, you know, the rugged kind of look.
Um, Roll me another. Actually, we'll go with your last perception check. Uh, Currently, at least, the only people who seem like they've actually who seem like the adventuring types are the two people Karora just talked to.
Right.
They even have adventurer names.
Of course.
Alright. In that case, I'm just gonna kind of wait until they leave. See what they do, and again, just keep watching until they leave for anything suspicious.
Okay. Does anybody else want to do anything if you're just gonna wait for them currently?
No,
I'm gonna.
I would keep tending to just sit there, kind of relaxing, drinking, maybe get glances there and back.
If there's nothing inherently dangerous, it is a tavern after all.
Yeah.
I'll make my tea.
Yep. Okay. If you're not doing anything, after a while, they'll eventually talk with the barkeep a little bit more before heading upstairs.
Okay, once they've left, I'll sort of go back to the group table and sit where I was before.
Okay.
Well, they seemed nice. I believe if you all had discussions after the fact, so that perhaps we have the same ideas in mind. Perhaps it's a good idea to seek work with the Tinkerers Guild, get some good favor in.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Indeed. I only hope that the manner in which Fenris acted towards us before does not, the manner in which we reacted does not make him less likely to give us work.
Without undermining the lovely diplomacy that Odotai has given us before, it's probably a good idea if he doesn't go into the building with us, because then it'll be like a red flag.
That's fine.
Indeed. Fenris has not seen the rest of us, has he?
He definitely hasn't seen me.
Yes, and he probably hasn't seen me either.
I don't remember if I was there, but
Mm-hmm.
It was just Odotai and Dia.
And the okay, so it would have to be.
Thing.
Well,
Is Dia in here with us?
Yes, she is.
I might go in first to sort of talk it through and perhaps introduce introduce three of us.
well, Fetch will be with us as well.
Yeah,
Mir,
so
well,
five.
Mir, Dia, and Odotai stay behind. Kind of.
Yeah, so just five of us.
Yeah.
Okay, so if yeah.
Didn't Amir have like a bad reputation in this town?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Amir.
Maybe let's not take Amir in with us.
Well,
Yeah.
No, I said we leave him, Odotai, and Dia behind.
Yeah, we have a group of 7 at the moment with Dia, correct?
No,
Yes.
we have
With
Six.
Dia, it's 7.
6? Oh, okay.
I think.
I think it
no,
might be
it's,
7.
It's 7 if you include Dia.
Yeah,
because-
that's what I meant. If it includes Dia, it's 7.
Yeah.
So we'd go in with 4 people.
Yep.
I could go in first and sort of talk and see what kind of work there is to be done, and sort of gently introduce the 3 of us and see if we can't get some work done. I'm not great in terms of diplomacy, but it could be just
I mean,
could be helpful to have a more
Probably.
wayward, unknowing person.
I'm gonna tell you right now, you're probably better than me in tone.
Probably.
Yeah,
Well, I don't know.
you
I
are-
don't exactly
Better than you got.
I don't exactly stick my neck in where it doesn't belong. Okay, so I guess I'm going. Because I have a +1, and that's...
Yeah, that's,
Good.
that's better
Don't
than
have a
negative.
-1.
Okay, well... Shit.
Volunteer.
Yeah, I did volunteer, and it seems like it's it's a unanimous vote, yeah, okay. I guess I'm going.
It is pretty late in the night at this
Well,
point.
we should probably go in the morning then. Like,
Yeah.
maybe early afternoon.
Alright. I'll just go to this tavern owner and just go to the barkeep and just ask. How much for a room for the night?
It's just 1 gold for a room.
I'll pay for my own room if somebody wants to share.
I just glance at Zorus. I suppose we can sleep in the same room.
Yeah, that's fine.
I hand over a gold piece.
I'll pay a gold as well.
Yep.
Whoever wishes
Well-
to stay in the same room can, but
Yeah, you can figure that out.
Yeah, we'll let Katie decide what she wants.
Yeah, so you'll pay for a room for the night.
okay.
And make your way up to whatever room you bought.
Mhm.
Or rent. And
Very simple room. At least the beds are comfortable.
that. Is there anything any of you would like to do before you sleep?
I haven't enchanted my sword, so
You did finish your sword and
yeah,
so good there.
I'm good.
I'll sort of tend to my short bow for a bit. Make sure that it's in good condition. Haven't used it in a while. For the better, honestly.
It's been a couple days.
Yeah.
So,
Been a hot minute. Not like I'm looking for a fight. Just want to make sure I'm prepared.
of course. Anything for you, Zorus?
Nope.
Okay. In that case, you all head to bed for the night, and you gain the benefits of a long rest, even though you don't really need them. And you go ahead and wake up in
Well,
the morning at whatever
well,
time you choose.
Technically, I do because I get my face step back. My
Well, that is true.
I do get my my Misty step back.
Yeah.
I only get to use it like, I don't know. I get back on a short rest. Yeah. So I mean, sleep is sleep. Either way, sort of do my usual routine: prepare tea, do the thing, get food. Because for once, I actually do want to eat a modest meal instead of actually just sort of getting by with just the tea.
I'll get some food as well.
Yeah, you go ahead and handle that.
Which
Won't bother with having you pay for it just because.
Paid for room. It's room and board.
Yeah,
Okay.
that works.
Good tavern. Give it like a 4-star on Yelp.
Or on the D&D world. Ah!
Give it a better than that magic shop on the other side.
How early are you all waking up, actually?
I'd probably wake up at like. I'd probably wake up at like 7. I don't have to sleep that long.
Yeah, I was gonna say like 7 to 8.
If anything, I wake up at like 3 in the morning because I only need 4 hours.
That is true.
Yeah, same.
Okay, yeah, if the two of you are in the tavern pretty early in the morning, you will notice, the same pair that you spoke to in the tavern sort of making their way down, eating breakfast, and eventually heading out.
Okay.
Anything you would like to do before you head out?
I'll probably just wait a little bit until probably like just as like the majority wake up, and then I'll head out first to the Tinkerers Guild.
Okay.
Alright, yeah. So the Tinkerers Guild is kind of like modifying weapons, right?
Sort of
Sorry,
teaching
I always
people
ask.
to be inventive with their designs, and then modification. Yeah,
Essentially, yeah.
it's basically just
Would,
just imagine like a junkyard full of shit, and then people make random crap out of it.
Alright.
That's
Would
a
my
good description.
blacksmithing skills come in useful working there?
It could, yeah.
Kind of. There's like a specific Tinkerer's Tools thing, that you can have
Right.
proficiency in, so like only so much.
Right, yeah.
That's a good start, at least.
Yeah, I suppose I can just use it as a pass question. But yeah, I'm assuming we're just kind of following behind, I forgot your name, sorry,
Aurora.
yeah, Aurora,
Mm-hmm.
to, well, waiting for him to, like, get us our jobs and...
Yeah, I'll sort of head in. I'll sort of head in after everybody's sort of waking up and getting their thing. I'll probably be like 20 minutes ahead. Is that like a good estimate? 20 minutes ahead. You guys eat and then you catch up on the trip. Okay. Yeah, I'll go like 20 minutes ahead and then go into the Tinker's Guild and sort of just look around. Because I haven't been in here before. I kind of want to get a read on what the building is like.
You have been in here before, actually. Originally, you all went and spoke to somebody here who was the one who sort of talked to you, or said that there was some work on some gun stuff here before.
Didn't I stay outside during the actual discussion inside the guild?
Oh, were you one of the people who stayed outside?
Yeah, I didn't go in without a tie and yeah.
Okay, in that case, I think the only person who stayed outside was Amir there,
Yeah,
at least.
Amir stayed outside.
There might have been somebody else with him, but I'm not 100%
I
sure.
don't remember.
Oh, well, I definitely would have gone in. I didn't have much use in there. But that's retrospect. Either way, I don't really need a description because it's, we already have been over that, so I'll just sort of inspect and look around.
Yeah.
How many people are around?
From what you can see, there are a handful of people sort of working on various projects at the moment. You can see like 5 or so currently. As you enter, you're approached by this older male dwarf.
Sorry, my cuckoo clock just went off in Animal Crossing. Go ahead.
So as you enter, you're approached by this older male dwarf, who has this like very long orange beard.
Mhm.
Hello there. How can I help you?
Yes, can I speak to, whoever the main, person is here? Maybe a Fenris I was told about?
Fenris isn't exactly in at the moment, but I can attempt to assist you in whatever you're looking for.
I was, I was very interested in, um, hearing about the potential, tasks and jobs that were possible here. I have a few friends, along that might expedite the, time needed to complete such things. Um, is there any work to be done around here?
Roll me a perception check real quick for random reasons.
Perception, okay.
Yes.
19.
Are we all there, or did you just go on ahead?
I went
It's
ahead.
just you, at the moment.
I went ahead. Or I went ahead like 20 minutes. So you guys could eat and then you guys can catch up in like 10 minutes.
Sounds good.
Something like that.
Yeah.
19.
Sounds good. Ready for you to get killed.
Well, your conversation is ongoing with this guy. You do notice that the Loxodon that you spoke to before, Haj, sort
Gosh.
of spots you and sees that you're here, and he somewhat quickly goes and starts talking to another person. Uh, anyway, the dwarf replies, what did you ask him? Sorry.
About the jobs and whatnot.
Yes. Well, we probably have some level of work here. It would probably be something minor, some sort of more labor-intensive work than more skill-based. If that's what you're looking for.
Sure, I could probably do a little bit of work here and there.
Uh, okay, he sort of sizes you up. And, considering the whole labor-based job might not be the best thing for you.
Mm. I did mention that I did have friends that could possibly help with certain processes.
Oh, you have friends here that might be able to, that are looking for work as well.
Yeah, a couple of folks who have different affinities for certain things than I do. I'm more of a sort of a refinement kind of person, but we do have someone with history as a blacksmith that could possibly help with some of the more heavy-handed tasks.
Ah, that could be quite useful for us. And as he's saying this, you notice the person that Haj was talking to, sort of comes up to the dwarf that you're talking to and basically taps him on the shoulder, and he turns around and they talk real quick, and then he'll turn around to you. Excuse me for one moment. I have to discuss something with this person.
Um,
And
sure. I'll be right here.
yeah, and he'll walk away for a second.
Oh fuck. How far away am I from the door?
You're pretty close to the door still. You've basically been brought over to like this small desk area that's basically right next to it.
Okay, so like I'm within 30 feet. I'm
Yeah.
I'm bailing the moment that shit goes down.
Yeah. After a moment or so, the dwarf will return. I'm terribly sorry, but I've been told that you're not actually welcome on the premises here, so I'm going to have to escort you out if the. Well, you don't really have a choice in the matter, I suppose, but
Well,
If that's okay.
well, I do, but I also don't want trouble, so by all means, lead.
he will begin escorting you out.
Okay. I'll sort of get a read on the area. Sort of, I'll sort of make a passing glance at the person that tapped him on the shoulder.
Okay. Yeah, they've gone back to work.
Yeah.
By now.
It's not
so-
Hodge, it's the other.
Yeah, it's the person Haj went and talked to,
Yeah.
essentially.
I'll get a read and sort of like look at them and see what's going on. Well, not really look at what's going on. I just want to remember their face.
Yeah, sure. It's this just female human. You get a good look at their face, and you think you'll be able to remember it. You need to.
Okay. All right.
And you're.
I'll go out the front door. I'll go out the front door very quickly. Just
Yep.
and I'll give a little wave and I will start walking back towards the way I came. Not really in an aggressive manner. I understand that if I am not welcome here, then I should not stay. For now.
Yeah, you go ahead and do that.
I have.
While you make your way back, you eventually would run into the rest of the party that's on the way.
Uh-huh. Well, suffice it to say, they don't like us here. I was kicked out, but for the yeah, they say that we're not. They said that we're not welcome here. That one Loxodon, that's the elephant, correct?
Yes.
That one elephant went and got some human to sort of talk to the guy in front. Apparently, they're not Fenris is not accepting any new visitors at the moment, which, if I am being completely honest with all of you, I want to get in that fucking building. There's something going on here.
Yeah, we've got to.
Indeed.
Perhaps it has to do with our elephant friend, but there's definitely something going on, and I think
I think that is more. There's something
Yeah, I think our
Directly related.
we should continue walking away. We shouldn't linger. We should
Uh,
we should we should go somewhere sort of out of the way. Um and I'll sort of just start walking towards what isn't like a dense part of the like residential area, sort of like a place where not many like walkers and passerbys are going, and like there's nobody like
Yeah.
looking out windows and such. And I'll sort of
Oh,
yeah.
something
Follow.
I forgot to mention. While you were at the Tinkerers Guild, you would have spotted the two people who are still on Des.
yeah
Also
yeah
there.
okay, that's reasonable.
The people from last night.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Right.
I'm sure they didn't pay much attention. They mean well. They mean well though. I'm sure that they're blissfully unaware of what's going on, if anything. But I do have a lead. There, the when uh when the Loxodon came over, and noticed me, he went to go uh get some specific person, and it was a human female. What kind of color hair was he in? Was it red hair or brown hair?
It would have been like dark black hair.
Dark black. Okay, yeah, dark. It would, and yeah, I got a good look at her. I didn't see her the last time either. So perhaps finding that person would help with information. Perhaps not in the way of actually talking to her about things. It's apparent that everybody here doesn't want to talk to us, so we'll have to get information other ways.
Well, you mentioned getting into the building. Would perhaps sneaking in be viable?
It could be. Um, how many people are around? I wouldn't know that right away. I haven't been there at night.
Yeah.
I think the first plan is I'm
Scope it out.
I'll do some scoping. I'll do a bit of a stakeout for a bit and see stuff. It might take a day or two if the building's quite large, right?
It's decently large. There are sort of like two separate buildings that sort of
Okay.
make up this complex of sorts.
Then
Uh,
I would hmm. Hey, look. I have a plan, but it requires a little bit of preparation. Um, I need to find a place with a disguise kit.
I was thinking disguises might work, but is it just us who's not accepting, or is it any visitors?
I have a feeling that if I wasn't accepted, then everyone related is not accepted, especially because um, the two folks that we met at the bar were there too, and odds are they would have recognized all of us right away because we were all at the tavern. And
Yes.
I didn't exactly make myself hidden when they first arrived, so they know that I was with the group at the very least, and possibly, you know, were aware of the goings on in the first place. So I think it's safe to assume that everybody isn't welcome until we are certain that we are, which of course takes some inspection.
Well, I just fear that perhaps this time to prepare, we might not have it. You know, who
Um,
knows?
the
Whatever's going on in there, who knows how long before it could come to fruition.
Yeah, that's what I'm feeling as well, which means I need to spend the rest of today looking at looking and seeing if there's any sort of pattern to folks' movement and whatnot. There are a bunch of windows in the building. I assume I can look through, but
yeah,
obviously
there
a
are.
random dark cloaked figure sitting on a roof in broad daylight looking through building windows is not exactly the stealthiest thing, and not exactly the most innocent looking thing I could do. So I would
Dora, one more thing. Could you roll me another perception check, actually?
um that's a 9, but my passive perception's 14. Would that be a thing?
Hmm. Actually, you rolled before, now that I think about it. Uh, so while you were there, you would have noticed that Syld, the person who had the gun with her before, didn't actually have the gun with her that time.
Really?
That when you saw her, yeah.
Hmm.
So think of that what you will.
Okay. That might be a decent idea. That's just a hindsight perception, right?
Essentially, yeah.
Okay. So it wasn't like a current thing going on because that freaked me out for a second. I was just like, I'm about to get sniped in the face. um. No, it's not exactly um the most covert thing I could do. So perhaps it's a good idea to get a get a disguise kit or two and have a couple people scope out the area. It might take some time, but if we can figure out the layout of the building and see if there's any sort of patrol, security, anybody who has a very predictable pattern of movement, then we might be able to sneak into the building tonight.
Yes. But what about shall I try and get my hands on a disguise kit in the meantime, if that would be useful?
Yes, in the meantime, it's probably a good idea that we break off from each other for a bit to they might they might be watching me, they might be watching Otatai or Amir. So it's probably for the best that we break off and do our own thing for a little bit and prepare.
Yes, we were all in there together last time, so they could be watching all of us.
Yeah, let's let's try to break off some of this heat before we attempt to go into the fire.
I nod. But is there any district of this town that I know to be kind of shady, or somewhere where the criminals would convene?
Would I know that because I have a history with like the Thieves Guild?
Um, hmm. You did a little bit of a looking around the town before, but you wouldn't really be aware of anything like that. There are some areas that you sort of
Never.
scoped out that are probably a little bit worse off, that you think might have something like that, or might be a place where people like that would sort of make their place of operations, but you're not really sure.
For the record, this is we're in Valora currently.
You're in Phalor at the moment.
Baylor.
Yeah, it's not on Rail, so
Yeah, it's okay. Okay. And I
you do know
could I
that
go ahead.
you do. Yeah, this is Amir's home city. So if you wanted to discuss things with him, he would probably know some stuff about that.
Okay.
Essentially. So you
Um
could probably get some info from him.
well, if it's the same, before we go to Amir to sort of confirm stuff and see if he knows where anything is, um I would like to sort of look around and investigate and see if there are any sort of underhanded, like black markety thieves guild kind of places, rogues
Sure.
camps or something.
Roll me an investigation check for that. If anybody wants to help, you can roll with advantage, I guess.
I'll help.
Okay. 21.
Okay, it takes you a decent bit of searching because it's a rather large city. And
That's fine.
yeah, with how things are set up, it takes a decent bit of time to get from place to place. But you sort of discuss things with a couple people, sort of scope out some areas that you think this sort of place would sort of be located, and you're able to find. Uh, hmm, you're able to find a little bit of a not really a criminal underground per se, but you're able to find like a tavern of sorts that you've heard the criminal types sort of hang out at, essentially.
I'll mark this tavern down then
Yeah,
for
you
later.
can do that.
Well,
Um,
I can investigate this place tonight while you observe the.
yeah. Go ahead and let's get disguise kits first, and then we'll spend the rest of the day preparing and scoping, and I'm gonna go here a little bit later because it's kind of in the middle of the day. Probably later afternoon would be a good
Yeah,
idea.
by now it's later afternoon.
Yeah, I'll probably go in like a half hour or something, and I'll start probing around for information, perhaps that these folks would have on the Tinkerers Guild, or perhaps any sort of trade going on.
Um, yeah, and just while we're here, I might as well just make a check to see if we are being watched by anyone.
Yeah, go ahead and roll for that.
Hey!
Two nat
As far
20s.
as you can tell, it does not seem like you are currently being watched.
Might have been watched beforehand, so yeah, we should break off. Let's do that for a little bit, and we'll reconvene at nightfall.
So,
Um,
with the gods on my side, I will have the disguise kit on the next meet.
Yeah, Zolris, you should probably ask Amir for any little tidbits here and there that he might know about the Tinker's Guild and such, places he was probably not allowed in. That'd be very helpful, but for now I have what is very loosely my type of people to talk to.
That's good.
Okay, so you go ahead and make your way over there.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Coin pouch very close to my hip, hidden underneath my cloak, sort of
Fair.
strapped in there. I know these places.
Yeah, you make your way over. It's this sort of like unmarked tavern that is pretty hard to find unless you know what to look for, which you do, fortunately.
Okay.
And it's sort of situated in this more like residential part of the city, and it's sort of hidden off to the side in what looks like a normal house, but it's obviously not.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, you're able to get in fairly easily, and there are a handful of people sort of drinking, just discussing things. There are some people playing like various types of games, you know, maybe some gambling going on, that sort of thing.
Okay. Um. Hmm. I'll sort of, I'll sort of go in the bar and start, you know, getting sort of starting to blend in and such, making passive conversations with folks, and bleeding in minor pieces of thieves' cant in order to sort of suss out who would know any information about the Tinker's Guild or the people working there, and particularly talking about a human female with almost jet black hair. Sort of see how many people sort of seem to recognize or would know about the goings on there. Um, and if that doesn't work out, I'll start sort of playing games with folks and seeing if I can't get on their good side.
Okay, yeah, roll me a persuasion check for the whole finding out information about the Tinkerers Guild.
14.
Okay, you're not able to gain a whole bunch of information from the people here. Unfortunately, most of them are pretty tight-lipped about any sorts of goings on or any work that they might be doing.
Well, with that kind of
But
persuasion, is there anybody who, um, like with passive perception intact, would I know if anybody's sort of like having a wayward glance or look like they would know what I'm talking about? Like, because my passive insight's the same as my perception.
well, first let me finish.
Okay, sorry.
Uh, yeah. So you're not able to find a ton on the Tinkerers Guild, but you do get some things. Basically, from what you gather, the Tinkerers Guild does make a pretty frequent employ of several people here. and is probably one of the major participants in the sort of criminal underground of this city. But beyond that, you're not really able to gather all that much.
Does anybody look like they know quite a bit? Like perhaps they worked quite a while on a certain task, or they look like they're hiding something?
Roll me just a general insight check.
Am I this happen as well?
It's just Karura.
Yeah, we all broke off, so it's just me. 21.
Okay. There are a handful of people that sort of seem to know more than they're letting on. Since, as I mentioned before, the people here are pretty tight-lipped about who they work with, which is a fairly standard thing, you know, in this sort of profession.
Would I be able to get a read on any particular person that looks like they would know quite a bit, like based on their looks or the way that they are sort of presenting themselves?
There are sort of a couple people like that. In particular, you notice this older male tiefling who seems to
Tiefling.
there are a lot of people sort of who have been interacting with him throughout the night. He seems to sort of know most of the people here. And in like the brief conversation that you got with him, you sort of gained a little bit of information on the Tinkerer's Guild, but it felt like he was hiding a little bit more.
Okay, anybody who I got information from, I would buy around for. So, how much would it be to buy around for, like?
Just from everyone, that's about 2 gold total.
Okay, I'll buy 2 gold worth around for anybody who has like actually given me information. And I'd sort of focus on the older tiefling folk. For clarity, either Syl or Des was a tiefling, right?
Yes.
It was Syl?
Des was.
Oh, Del. Okay, thank you. Okay. Peculiar. I'll sort of talk to him. And, am I really going this way? I'm going to attempt to slip him 50 gold.
Okay. Roll me a sleight of hand check, I guess.
Oh, shit. I landed on my lap. Not in the box at all. 13.
Okay. You feel like you did it fairly.
An okay job.
Yeah. You feel like nobody saw, but you're not sure.
Well, I'm sure a couple people saw that. It's not exactly my best work, especially because I missed my dice roll in the first place. Yeah, I'll go ahead and pass him 50 gold. Mark that off. And I'll sort of just... So I'll sit there. I'll order a drink for myself. And I'll sort of start making small talk with him.
Okay.
And doing the same thing that I did before, which is sort of eke in some thieves' cant here and there.
Okay. After a little bit of talking, actually roll me a persuasion check first as well.
10.
Okay.
Not the greatest.
After a little bit of talking, he basically communicates the idea that he appreciates the offer, but he's not particularly interested in spilling any details about his clients, and he will return the gold to you as well.
Kind heart for somebody working here.
Perhaps.
Perhaps. Can I get an insight check on that?
Sure, yeah, roll me an insight check.
Natural 20. So 24.
Okay, so, from what you can tell, he he basically, the motive behind it was he doesn't not want to reveal too much details, or too many details about who he works for. And in general, it's sort of bad practice to take bribes from other people about this sort of thing, because even if you don't reveal information, it could arouse some suspicion. So it wasn't really a kind-hearted thing, but more
Yeah, I was aware of
him
that. It was
trying to
more.
save his own ass, essentially.
Yeah, I see. Hmm. I'll continue making small talk with him, sort of talking about the trade and whatnot. I'm sort of using whatever knowledge I can to sort of explain that I know what's going on and sort of try to understand what's being traded and if there's anything more inherently underhanded than what's being led on. If this is a simple trade that's going on that he knows about, if there's something more to it behind the scenes. I know that he's being very tight-lipped about it, but I'm gonna sort of persist a little bit and see how his attitude sort of changes. I'll sort of press a little bit and see what happens.
Okay. Yeah, sure. You keep trying to get some information out of him, and after a little bit, he'll start getting a little bit noticeably more hostile towards you. Yeah.
Okay. So he knows a lot more than he's leading on to believe. Trade secrets are sort of a thing. I see. Well, how about this? Is there a way for me to perhaps convince you to tell me how the building is laid out? I'm certainly not allowed in there. They don't like me or my friends, but it could be fun to see what kind of buildings we're talking about. You certainly worked there before.
Roll me a persuasion check at disadvantage.
Oof. Alright. That's a 4. And obviously, when I ask that, I would notice his, like, actual hostility grow a bit more, and I would leave a gold on the table for him to buy more drinks. Just walk out, not having finished my drink.
Okay, yeah. You go ahead and do that.
Because it's not worth pressing further once I know that things have turned south. Especially the fact that his mannerisms and whatnot have changed, so I'll leave to it. I've gotten more information than I expected, at least.
Is this town the only lead on the criminal underground we have?
Essentially, yeah.
Okay. Well, in that instance, are you two going to scope out the main building? Like the Tinker's Guild?
I was going to try and get my hands on the disguise kit.
Yeah, if you can do that,
Yeah, I'll do that as well.
I will.
That's what that one be.
Considering it's nighttime, I'm gonna just sort of hide in one of the darkest alleyways possible, and I'm gonna watch this bar from a side view or something and see if anybody leaves. Looking and see if there's like somebody who can guide me to a trade route.
Okay, roll me a stealth check in that case.
Boy, I'm about to get killed, y'all. Okay, 22.
Okay, you feel like you're stealth. And then roll me a perception check to see if you can spot anybody.
13.
You stay there for a little bit, and you see a handful of people sort of exit, but before you can really sort of get behind them and begin trailing them, they sort of dip down like a side street or an alleyway and manage to basically evade your watchful eye.
Hmm.
Unfortunately.
Oh wait, I have. Don't I have dark vision or something? That help with anything?
Not really. Since it basically keeps you from having disadvantage in this case,
Oh,
or
okay, that's fair.
and things are well lit up enough that it wouldn't really matter anyway. Actually, now that I think about it.
I do have proficiency at least in it, so in perception, so it could have gone way worse. Um, I'll take note of that alleyway. Um,
Yeah.
and I'll sort of snake around and try to. I'll sort of snake around that area and see if I can't pick up the trail for a little bit. Um, based on the terrain and such, it would be would I be able to like look for any footprints or whatnot that lead in certain ways, or oh, there's probably plenty of people who walk down these trails, but
Yeah, it's
would I?
been pretty well traveled. To the point it would be pretty difficult to
Mm-hmm.
find or to follow anybody's steps. You can try if you want to. Roll me a survival check with disadvantage. Go for it.
Mm. Could be worse, I suppose. Okay. 10.
Yeah, there's not much you can do there. There's just so much foot traffic here from just throughout the day and various other times that there you basically can't really separate individual footsteps or footprints.
Okay. So the trail is dead at this alleyway.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll start. I'll continue stealth and I'll follow the alleyway and look for. And just continue like looking for odd paths or something, perhaps markers
Yeah.
or whatever. See if there's any sort of like guide that people take.
Yeah, you can spend a little bit of time doing that, but for right now, we'll move over to Zulrus and Luri.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Well, I think I'm just going to kind of walk straight into the tavern, just not trying to be subtle or anything. I'm going to kind of stride confidently in, and see if I see anyone who kind of like staying back, more reserved. Basically, anyone who looks shady in any way.
You're going to the tavern that Korora was just at.
Yes, the one which is supposedly a criminal hideout.
So you're looking for anyone that's like more reserved or shady.
Yes.
Okay, roll me a perception check. Literally everyone.
Everybody's a
Well-
criminal.
Well, I'm going to go up to one of them.
It's the same guy.
Sure, you approach.
Just at random.
Yeah, you approach this human male. That's sort of sitting and sipping on a drink currently.
I'm just gonna. I don't know what Zorus is doing, but I'm just gonna kind of go sit down at the table, call over the bartender. Hello, could I get a drink?
I suppose so. Yes. And he'll bring something over.
Strongest you have, please.
Yeah, he goes ahead and grabs whatever drink they have and hands it to you. That'll be 1 gold.
One gold. I just toss the gold piece at him. And then I'll just turn to the guy in front of me. Well, hello there. I've had quite an eventful week. What's your name?
he gives you a really odd look as you sort of start talking to him, you know, because it's a little bit of an odd thing to just randomly start talking to a person, especially in this area. But he will introduce himself. Uh, Hello there, I'm Sam. Nice to meet you.
Sam, good to see someone. Good to see someone who's not out to kill me. I planned. What do you do for a living? I'll start sipping on my drink.
Roll me a persuasion check at disadvantage.
9.
That's perception.
Shit,
Persuasion.
sorry.
It's fine. What's your persuasion modifier?
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Well, -2.
Fair
But yeah,
enough.
I rolled a 4.
Okay. Well, considering where we are, I feel like that's fairly obvious.
Well, I'll get to the chase, I suppose. I was going to try and find whether it was safe to talk to, but I really cannot be bothered with that now. I just cut to the chase. Where there's would a girl who's perhaps on the run from some people who want to kill her. Where would you find a disguise kit around these parts?
Roll me a deception check.
9 again.
Oof.
Well, we can certainly sell you something along those lines here. If you're interested, I have some people that I can talk to.
Well, I would totally be interested. Money is certainly not a problem.
Well,
I
that's
sort of-
good, because they're not cheap here, especially considering, you know, I assume you're in a bit of a hurry.
Yes, indeed.
Well, if you'll excuse me, I have some people I can discuss things with. I will be right back.
2,000 gold.
Alright, and I'm just gonna kind of, so I'm assuming he's gonna leave this page.
Yeah, he gets up and goes and chats with someone else.
I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna just keep an eye out. Can I insight them maybe? See kind of whether this is. I don't know. I'm seeing two ways this could go wrong. Either this is the undercover police that I've been trained to talk to, or I've like just, or they want a lot of money for it.
Sure, roll me an insight check.
Right.
Would I have seen her go in?
Probably not, no.
Okay, good luck.
Okay, based on your conversation with him, you can gather that he's probably going to charge you more than this is worth, by a decent bit.
Right. Oh, I'm still sipping my strong alcohol.
Yeah, after a bit, he'll make his way back to you with a small sort of pouch that he's carrying as well. Hello there. I have made the necessary preparations and have a disguise kit right here. It'll only cost you 45 gold for this, which is quite a steal, let me tell you, considering
Indeed.
how quickly I got this all together.
45 for potentially saving my life. I cannot thank you enough. Can I insight him again to see if this is actually a disguise before he's ripped me off?
Yeah, sure. Roll me another insight check.
Alright.
Good call.
As far as you can tell, this is indeed a disguise kit.
Hold on, what was the roll?
Okay. Well, I'm just gonna kind of take
Okay.
45 gold pieces out of my out of my pouch, but I'm also going to be careful to show off the dark black armor I have. I don't know if I have the Death's Curse. Is that visibly magical, or is it just like?
There's definitely some like runes and various symbols on it to enchant it, so it is somewhat visibly magical. Not in the sense that it's like glowing with magic or anything, but you can
Right,
tell it's
okay.
magic.
Yeah, and I'm also going to kind of make a show of looking through my bag. Maybe bring out I'm gonna bring out my crossbow. Just to show him I have weapons and I am prepared to fight. And I'm gonna finally
Oh,
get
God.
gold out.
Roll me an intimidation check to go along with this.
Polar opposites. Polar opposites from my encounter. I'm just like, hey guys, I just, trying to be a little seedy and underhanded. Maybe they'd appreciate that. And I,
Okay.
oh man.
He doesn't really seem all that affected by this, but
Yeah, I'm gonna just hand him the 45 gold and
Good job showing them what they can steal off you.
they'll have to fight me for it.
okay. You now have a disguise kit.
Alright. Okay. Well, I thank you for your service, and I'm going to, without hesitation, just get up and walk straight out of the tavern.
Thank you for your service, as if, they've done something to, like, help the town.
They've done something to help me.
Polar opposites.
Okay, go ahead and make your
I
way
got
out.
results.
Yeah, you did. I got information. So, we have a lead.
Yeah.
And
You
yeah,
make your way out and head off to
perception
whatever
whether
you're
anyone's
doing.
following. Perception for whether anyone's following me.
Yeah, sure. Roll me a perception check. As far as you're aware, you're not being followed at the moment.
Alright. Well, was Zorus in there? Is he out here?
That's sort of up to Zulrus.
Unfortunately.
How much do you want to stick your neck out?
I wouldn't get involved.
Yeah, that's fair.
What would I see? Repeat. What would I see?
You'd have just seen me go into the tavern and then come out with a disguise kit. Like 10 minutes later.
Technically a success.
I'm just gonna ignore it and get my own.
Okay, yeah. Roll me an investigation check.
For places that you can buy a disguise kit that won't knock off the fact that multiple people are buying disguise kits to potentially steal from places.
Okay, yeah, you're able to find one fairly easily. You actually get one for 20 gold.
Come on.
You got work done. Congratulations, you paid twice as much. And then some.
Hey, when you visit the criminal place with the criminals, they might charge you more.
Yeah. If anything, I got off easy because the dude gave me my money back.
Well, yeah, but you're also a rogue.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I will disguise a roadie.
Yeah, I'm gonna put on as well. Dye my hair black.
Get rid of fish.
Okay, give me a second to decide what you're rolling for this. Yeah, I guess this would be a dexterity thing. Would make the most sense, I guess. So go ahead and roll me some dexterity checks, both of you.
Me?
No.
That's a save, but same thing really.
Oh, for like applying the disguise kit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that's supposed to be a stealth check, but alright.
It's kind of
It's your game.
different.
It's your game.
I feel like this makes it a bit more.
Yeah.
It's the exact same for me. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, they both use dex anyway. So.
Yeah. Your game.
Okay. Yeah. Louis does a decent job. It's nothing amazing. A person who was reasonably perceptive could probably figure out that it was still Luri. Lewis, on the other hand, does a pretty decent job, having some experience disguising his appearance. Zulus is able to make himself look different enough that it would be pretty difficult to tell that it was Zulus.
Plastic surgeons hate him.
Alright. And we know Korora was staking out the place, right?
Yeah. I kept an
Well,
eye
I'm
and
gonna-
wanted to check on the trail.
I'm gonna head back in the direction of the place, over where Korora is.
Yeah, after
Some back out.
after a little bit of what I can only assume is like a dead end like trail.
Yeah, you don't get much luck.
I'd probably begin the prospect of watching the building and sort of keeping an eye on stuff. Did I reroll stealth on that?
Yeah, it's far enough away that you kind of would break stealth at some point, essentially.
Yeah, so it's a stealth for let's see here. It's just to keep people from noticing that I'm like watching.
Yeah, essentially to find a place that would make sense where you can
And if
get a
I-
view there
Yeah,
and be
okay.
hidden.
Okay, 18.
Okay, as far as you can tell, you're pretty reasonably well hidden.
Okay, I'll carefully look for like a dark spot, like a very shaded area, in sort of a raised viewpoint to sort of like look through windows and such. But I'm not gonna like stick my head out or anything. I'm just gonna stand very still and sort of just watch, curtains, see shadows, do that sort of thing. Try not to like make myself too apparent.
Yeah.
And see what happens. I'll put on my usual garb, like the dark scarf over my face, and put the hood up and stuff, so as much of me is like not visible.
Yep. Math. Okay. A little bit into sort of being hidden out there. You would spot Fenris enter the building, which it's a little bit late in the night, like past the point where this place is closed already, which probably would strike you as a little bit odd that he is entering, or maybe not.
Okay.
And at the moment, at least, got there like just in time to see the majority of the people who were working there leave.
Okay.
And it seems to be basically like a skeleton crew working at the moment.
Okay. Do I see the human female?
She would leave around the same time as the rest of the people do.
Okay, I'll keep an eye on Fenris then.
Okay. Yeah.
Sort of see what he's doing.
Meanwhile, I'm heading in this direction. Do I spot Korora?
Do you have a high enough perception?
Roll me a perception check.
I'm trying not to be seen. Yep, you see me.
That's
Yeah,
fine.
you definitely see Korora.
You do see me.
I
I'm
could-
trying my hardest not to be seen.
I'm just gonna call up, like in sort of a half whisper. Hey.
I'll just.
Now you might have to roll to see if you recognize me.
Oh yeah, that's true.
That's true. Yeah.
Okay, I definitely see through. That's a natural 19 with
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
insight 23.
Yeah, sure. You definitely see through that.
Insight. Well, it's the same for perception or investigation, so it works either way.
Yep.
Yeah, I do see through you. I'll make a hand motion. Just point at the window that Fenris is at.
Alright.
Yeah, I'm
Actually-
staying entirely silent.
Does the
Fenris,
disguise kit? How many uses does the disguise kit have?
I don't think it has a set number of uses.
No.
It doesn't. You just
so
have it.
I'll just. I guess I'll just toss it up to Korora then.
Um.
Before this is happening, actually, when Fenris entered the building, he sort of did a little bit of walking around, like the various tables and desks people had set up, and then he went into a room where there are no windows. And
I
that is where he
see.
is currently.
I see.
Alright.
Okay, so Can I see where the doorway is?
The doorway he went through?
Yeah.
Yeah, you have a pretty good visual of the door currently.
Okay, so I'm gonna hold on to my current stealth. And how far away from the windows am I?
You're like 60 feet or so at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, not close enough. And I don't want to make any sudden movements right now. But I'll take the disguise kit, and I'll sort of do what I can to look very different. Sort of put down the hood, put over like a face mask or something.
Yeah,
Do what I
sure.
can with what's in the disguise kit. Does that need dexterity?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. I'm not that good with makeup.
Oh no.
I got an 8.
Okay. Korora tries.
I'm doing this in the dark, so.
Yeah. You know, she looks fairly disguised, but it's dark.
Okay. The makeup is probably a dead tell for me to be like, okay, probably should put it back on. Doesn't look excellent, but at least it's not me. It's just a slightly uglier version of me. And I'll do my best to pass the disguise kit back down and sort of what side of the building has no windows? This is the opposite side from the main entrance, or?
It's most of the building has windows. There's a side like that faces like the actual opening of the volcano that doesn't. But there is.
God, this town was near a volcano.
Yes,
Fuck.
it's in a volcano, or on top of. It's complicated.
Yeah, I gotcha.
But there's also like that one room where there would normally be windows with like the way the rest of the building is laid out. There aren't any there.
Okay. This is gonna be a very stupid move in a few minutes. So I'm 60 feet away from the building. But is the door closed that he went through?
It is closed, yes.
It is closed?
Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna take a look at Lurie, and I'm gonna whisper. I'm gonna make as much noise as possible if things go south. Okay? And I expect you to either leave me to die or come in and raise hell. There's no alternatives. One of two things will happen.
Well,
I've been distracted trying to quell these flames. Are we together right now?
Cool.
Lurie's next
Yeah.
to Lurie's next to me. We don't know
Um,
where you are because you haven't determined what you're doing.
Well, were you with Lurie earlier?
I would
Well,
with
then yeah, you were together.
Yeah.
Alright, so, well, Raytail, you've got it.
This is my calling. See you on the other side.
I should note also there are like 2 other people that you can see in the building.
Are they remotely near the door?
They are not at the moment.
They're like, so there's like, okay. Then I'm gonna carefully go down and near the door, is there any place I can hide? Like underneath like a table or behind stuff?
Yeah, there is a desk like 20 feet away from the door that you can sort of get enough cover from that you wouldn't be able to be seen by the people inside the building.
Okay. Do I have the tools for this?
I'm gonna, meanwhile outside, I'm gonna hide myself
I
up by
do.
kind of like,
I
just
do.
slashing my sword through the air a bit.
Okay. I'm gonna carefully go over. I'm gonna keep an eye out for anybody outside that can see what I'm doing. I'm gonna go to one of the windows, not the closest one, but like one behind it. And I'm going to use my thieves tools. Is the window locked?
Um, hmm. The windows here are like sort of like big glass panes that don't open. So,
Hmm. Okay. Okay. I'm going to look around for what is like my best chance of hiding very discreetly.
yeah.
Um,
You see a couple places you probably could get away with hiding.
okay.
At.
Whichever one I can do this with, I'm going to Misty Step underneath what is like the most innocuous place, and I'm gonna try to hide myself as best as possible, like redo stealth.
Yeah, go ahead and roll me stealth.
Oh, fuck.
It's fine. You can take a hit, maybe.
Yeah. I'm jumping out the window first chance I get, though. 14.
Yeah. You feel like you're hidden.
Okay.
I'm not entirely sure.
I'm gonna try to, like, give myself a little bit of a buffer on that, and I'm gonna, like, see if I can't, like, sort of make my profile as low as possible to make it as difficult as possible to see me.
Yeah.
Like, using techniques that I could in order to hopefully, like...
Yeah, you essentially press yourself up against the desk, get down low.
Yeah, if there's, like,
feel
any...
you're barely hidden.
If there's, like, any, like, cloth or whatever next to me, I'll, like, sort of, like, hide a little bit in them and do what I can to, like, just look like a pile of rags.
Yeah, you try your best. And you feel fairly hidden currently.
Okay, and I'm gonna wait and see if Fenris leaves the room.
Yeah. How long are you waiting?
I'll start with 5 minutes just to get a read on what's going on.
Yeah. 5 minutes or so later, the 2 people in the room continue going about their business based on what you can hear. And nothing has happened in terms of like Fenris leaving the room or anything else there.
Okay, what's the door like? Is there like a little crack underneath where I can like see if they're moving around in the room, or is it just like a fully sealed door?
There is a little bit of a crack underneath that you might be able to get some idea of what's going on through.
Okay, I'm gonna try my best to like look under it and see if he's still in the room.
Yeah, sure. Roll me a perception check. Straight perception check.
13. again.
Okay. You don't see any movement from where you are, but you're not sure. It's kind of hard to see.
Okay. Fuck. This is scuffed. Okay, I'm gonna wait until the people in the, I'm gonna wait until the people that are sort of around the building are as far away as possible from, like, the area that I'm at. And then I'm gonna slowly work my way towards the door.
Okay. Yeah, you wait until, like, there's a moment where they're sort of in an area where it's kind of hard to see the door, and you begin making your way towards it.
Okay. Can I hear anything behind it?
Roll me another perception check.
Same. That dice away.
You do not hear anything, no.
Okay, can I look at the door? Is it trapped?
Roll me an investigation check for that.
It doesn't seem to be trapped. That's an @1.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to be trapped.
Falling apart.
This is going
It
south
does seem to
fast.
be locked, though.
It does seem to be locked? Okay.
Yes.
I'm gonna try to quietly pick the lock.
Okay, yeah. Roll me a check with your thieves' tools.
Okay, so that's with proficiency?
Yes, if you have proficiency with them.
Friend.
Welcome.
I do.
Bill.
Bill.
Things are going to happen.
Aurora is about to die.
So sleight of hand with proficiency?
Hold on.
Because I do have proficiency.
It's nighttime. Us three have stealthed into the Tinker's Guild.
You're
Thank God you're
disguised,
doing.
kid, so we're all disguised.
It's gone as I thought then.
Okay, so I am
I think it's just Dex with proficiency for Tinker's tools.
make to any ability checks you make to disarm traps or open locks. Okay, so yeah, it's dexterity.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I have +3, or so it's okay. Boy, moment of truth. Ooh. 8.
Okay. No luck on the lock that time. You feel like you could maybe get it if you tried again, but not right now. Or,
Okay.
well, you still have all of your thieves' tools, so you could try again, but it
I'm
did
going.
not work this time around.
Knowing that it failed, I'm gonna try one more time.
Okay, yeah, roll me another check.
Much better. 21.
Oh yeah, it opens.
Okay, I don't open it all the way yet. I just unlock it,
Yep.
and then I go back to hiding and see if he like notices or anything because of my stealth. I'm gonna just do it, and then I'm gonna hide, and I'm gonna.
Roll me another perception check to see if you hear him like locking the door again or anything like that.
Okay. Natural 20.
You
Oh,
do not
20.
hear anything.
Okay. Then I'm gonna slowly do what I can to just gently open the door and look around for any sort of reflective stuff, see if he's in the room.
Yeah. You open the door a little bit, kind of try to peek in without anybody in there seeing you. And the room is empty. There is no one in it currently.
Okay. Do I see any runes in the room?
What?
Do I see any, like, runes of, like, magical things in the room?
Roll me a perception check real quick.
16.
Nothing of that sort, no.
Okay, then I'm going to go in very quietly, and I'm gonna... Is there, like, a desk? Are any papers around?
Yeah, there's like a desk set up at basically in the middle of the room. There are a handful of bookshelves basically pressed up against the desk. And then there's like a small area where one would work on like tinkerer's stuff. So there's like a tinkerer's table there, basically. And then there's like another table or like end table somewhere else or in another corner of the room.
Okay, I'm gonna close the door just like leaving it just barely like a crack open behind me so that it looks like it's closed.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna start looking through the desk for like papers, journal entries, perhaps like a map of any like routes or anything, see if there's anything going on. And I'm gonna do it as quietly as possible.
Yeah, roll me an investigation check.
16 again.
Okay. You search through the desk, and you don't really find anything of note. There are like a handful of like money-related things to how the Tinkerers Guild is doing and that sort of thing, like how they're paying for everything, bills, etc. A couple of notes from Fenris about various projects and that sort of thing, but nothing really incriminating.
Okay. Are there any other doors in this room?
No, just the one.
I checked the bookshelf.
Sure, roll me an investigation check.
11?
You look through the bookshelf for a little bit, but there's nothing really out of the ordinary there. Just books mostly.
Okay, and this is just stuff that's around the room. There's like no windows and whatever.
Yeah, no windows.
No windows, no other doors. He's gone,
no
but
other
he was in here.
Yeah.
Okay. What haven't I checked in the workbench? And then there's like other things in here?
Yeah, basically there's the workbench and a little bit of an end table off in another corner, which has like a lamp on it, or yeah, light, or whatever people use.
Okay, I'm gonna very carefully like look at the lamp, see if there's anything like under it.
Sure, roll me an investigation check.
21.
Okay, while investigating the lamp, you do notice a hidden switch, on basically the backside of the lamp. Would you like to press it?
No, not yet.
Okay, you did roll investigation. So, based on your investigation, you can get an idea that, based on everything that is going on, this is probably some sort of, like, hidden passageway of sorts.
Or it could turn on and off the lamp. You could be one of two things.
There's another switch that is very clearly for
Okay, okay. That's good. I'm gonna peek out the door again.
Yeah.
Is there anybody there?
No one close. The two people who are currently working have sort of wandered off into another room.
Okay.
At the moment.
Are they in a room next to like the entrance doors?
No, they're not.
Okay. I'm gonna go to the main entrance and I'm gonna check for traps or whatever.
Okay, roll me an investigation check for that.
23.
Okay, does not seem to be trapped.
Okay, is it locked? I can unlock it from here, can't I?
It is not currently locked. No.
Okay, then I'm gonna carefully open the front doors and leave them just slightly open, and then I'm gonna go back to my hiding spot. And there's like the little window that I came in through. I'm gonna motion for the other two to come in from the main entrance as quietly as possible.
Okay. Important question, since, this will affect things. Would Amir have come with you guys for this, considering Amir was not here?
I don't know. I thought we had
You did sort of agree to split up, so...
Yeah, I thought it was Fetch coming with us and Benir staying behind.
Yeah, Fetch was coming with, which by the way, I should have rolled this guy's tip for Fetch.
Hmm,
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll for that as well, I guess.
probably a good idea.
Probably see how fucked we were.
I mean,
passed my dex. I just
yeah.
been rolling terribly.
Okay. Yeah, that's not too bad. Fetch does a pretty good job.
It just occurred to me like halfway through finding that I'm just like I shouldn't press this button alone.
Yeah.
What could go wrong?
Everything.
Hiding behind the door, and he stab you, and then
Yeah.
you're dead. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Question for Amir: would Amir want us to have him disguised and coming with us?
The thing is that I don't know if I'd be a good member of a stealth party because I'm not the most stealthy.
It's
So-
legitimately just 4 of us out of the 7, so we're only like we are splitting the party, which is a bad idea, but
I would say probably Amir stay outside in case shit hits the fan.
yeah, like make yourself scarce.
Yeah, stealth at the very least, like outside.
Just
good
hanging out
30,
outside,
20
yeah.
feet away.
Yeah, in like one of the dark
That's what I'm
alleys.
doing at the moment, so.
Yeah. You would have seen my motions though, because you were right where I was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't have gone with you inside because I don't think I would have been.
Yeah.
particularly
No
good
one's
at it,
inside, but
Yeah.
or,
I'm the only one in here.
yeah, the rest of us are outside.
but I will
By
stick.
the way, are we stealthing?
You should.
You have been, I assume.
Yeah, we
Alright.
didn't roll stealth.
Yeah, I had roll stealth. I think maybe I don't remember. Go ahead and roll stealth anyway.
All right.
Good luck, guys.
Don't die.
Yes.
Maybe.
Sorry.
That's my most elephant-looking color.
Stealth.
12 for fetch.
Not as.
Nat
Oh.
20. That's my third one this session. This is
Wait,
ridiculous.
your armor that gives you disadvantage.
That's.
I don't believe my armor gives me disadvantage.
If you're proficient in heavy armor.
My armor's leather, so.
Okay.
Yeah,
good.
you're fine then.
Thank God.
It's also like if you're proficient in it, it's fine though. You don't have to make stealth checks.
Good rolls nonetheless.
Yeah. Okay. Should I re-roll stealth since I've been moving around this entire building?
No, you're fine.
Yeah, okay.
It's basically the same thing.
Okay, reasonable. Yeah, once they're in, I sort of wait for them to sort of yeah,
we're moving
yeah, go ahead and stealth and do your thing. I'm gonna wait where I was hiding before, underneath the table. Which I think a couple of you would have seen with your passive perception. Definitely
Yeah,
Zolrus.
Zolrus would have.
Zolrus would have seen me, like, cuddling with old dirty rags and such. But yeah, should be fine.
Good, you're alive.
Yeah. Well, amazingly.
Okay. Yeah. So, Karura has sort of waved you to come in, correct?
Yeah.
So, if you would like to come in, you can come in.
Alright. Shall we go in?
Okay. Anyone else joining Lurie, or is it just gonna be
Yeah.
Lurie?
I'll
I'm
follow.
going in.
Okay. Is Fetch coming with you?
Yeah.
Okay, I figured. I assume you're staying outside, Amir?
Yes.
Okay.
Could use a little recon elephant, sure.
So-
Recon elephant.
The 3 of you make your way inside and join Lurie. Or not
Just-
Lurie, Karura.
Just an elephant with a ghillie suit.
Of course.
Yeah, once they sort of make it to where I was, I'm gonna very carefully move again towards the door and open it. And
Yeah.
go in. And see if like anybody's still there, if it's still empty.
It is currently empty, yes.
Okay. I heard a roll, so that's not great news.
We'll find out why, maybe.
Yeah. And I'm going to hit the switch while they're nearby.
Okay, yeah. You go ahead and hit the switch, and one of the bookshelves sort of shifts out of the way and reveals this small little room behind said bookshelf with a ladder leading downwards.
Okay. We have a lead again. Is it dark? Is it lit?
The ladder is a little bit lit, but mostly dark.
Okay. So, I'm not going downstairs first. Somebody probably should ahead of me.
I'll go since I'm the tanky boy.
Okay, you're the one who goes down the most, so yeah, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I'll follow close behind him.
I'll be like sort of in the middle.
Fetch will be in the back.
Okay. Go ahead and begin making your way down the ladder.
Mm-hmm. I'll use my dark vision to sort of look around and see what kind of pathways there are. It's still probably lit down there, I assume, but I don't know yet.
Yeah, there's a little bit of lighting, but there's not much.
Okay.
You make your way down. It's a decent climb, but it doesn't take you too long.
Is there a switch? Is there a switch down here that I can press to close the...
Yeah, there's a little bit of a mechanism that you can click that would shut the bookshelf.
Once everyone's down, I'll hit the switch. Just to sort of leave behind, sort of like avoid leaving a trail behind.
Okay, eventually you make your way down the ladder, and once you get down there, you're basically in a similar room, which the entrance was, but there's a door at the end of it.
Okay. How wide is the corridor that we're in?
It's pretty small. It's like it's basically like a closet that's a little bit bigger than a closet.
So like one person wide kind of thing.
It's like a walk-in closet of sorts, but a pretty small walk-in closet.
Okay.
So like a couple people can fit, but it's not really comfortable.
Okay. Can I check the door and see if it's locked?
Yeah, sure. The door does not appear to be locked.
Do I hear anything behind it?
Roll me a perception check.
Yeah, I'm gonna be listening out as well.
18.
Okay, Zulrus, give me one, and then we'll say that's...
Natural 20.
Okay. Yeah.
Ooh.
It seems fairly quiet beyond the door.
Are there any traps on the door?
Roll me an investigation check for that. Yeah, as far as you can tell, there doesn't seem to be anything outside of this room that you can hear that's close enough, at least.
19.
Okay, the door does not appear to be trapped.
Okay, I'm gonna very careful. Wait. Somebody else in the front do that. I'll make a motion and say that it's safe.
Safe? Okay, I'll open the door.
Okay.
Everyone else back up while I open the door.
You open the door into like a sort of similar seeming office sort of room. There's like another desk set out directly in front of you, and then there are a couple bookshelves, and like another table.
Okay, I start searching. Okay, I look around the room. Are there any other doorways this way, or is it just the one room?
Yes, there is another door actually. That's basically directly across from where the door you just exited.
Okay, then I'm gonna stealth and start searching this table, this desk, for things.
Yeah, go ahead and roll me a stealth check and then an investigation check.
Modified 20 on the stealth,
Okay.
and 22 on investigation.
Okay. You feel like you're pretty well stealth, and you start searching through this desk, and you're getting a little bit more luck from this desk. You find a couple you find like a couple notes of Kim or of Fenris Payne, some somewhat shady people, a couple like notes about experiments that they're doing down here that seem a little bit less than humane, and various other similar things that are somewhat disturbing, but you press on. And yeah, actually that's about it.
So, notes about inhumane experiments.
Yes, this is the main thing.
Okay, is there anything else in the room besides the bookshelves?
There is basically like another table set up in the corner with another lamp on it, but that's about it.
Okay.
I assume Cora's gonna relay this to us.
Yeah, I'll read out any sort of significant notes about it. It does talk about the inhumane experiments. Is there details about that, or is it just like what are the
Uh,
experiments entailing?
There are some details. It From what you've seen, it seems somewhat similar to what the flesh bender has sort of been experimenting in. Some like sort of body modification of sorts. Some of them. There's also some mentions of experimenting on people who are gifted with magic and that sort of thing, and sort of testing their limits. And those are like the two main things you read about.
Can I just glance uneasily in Zorus's direction?
Yeah, I'm very uneasy in this. Kind of getting. Zorus is getting like PTSD and is just kind of backing up, trying to avoid everything.
Well,
Magic users.
Yeah.
Huh.
what should I focus on here on now, please?
Um,
Just
Actually, I should mention as well. Hold on, let me look through my notes to find this to make sure I have this right.
um,
There are a handful of names that are mentioned in this.
okay.
Um,
I'll start reading out the names.
yeah. Give me a second to pull them up.
My gut just dropped.
Yeah.
What? Okay. There's a Leo that's mentioned a handful of times. A Valen as well.
Valen? V?
Yes. I'll spell that out for you.
Because we know a Thielen.
Yeah.
Valen.
I
Okay.
thought. Oh. Okay, I thought.
Okay. Okay.
No, that sounds quite okay. And then there is a Ronan.
Rowan.
Ronan, yeah. So, like,
Don't we
this.
know? Didn't we hear a name Ronan?
I don't think so.
Okay, maybe
Unless
it's from somewhere else. Okay.
There's also a Verlin. So spelled like that.
Or,
Right.
what a cheery tone to put on with an Animal Crossing backdrop. I'm sorry?
And then there's one more that definitely would stand out to you because it is a Verona.
Oh.
I immediately passed this note to Zoris. We need to hold on to this.
Yep, because it's got my
Wait,
name
so
on there as
what-
well.
Does it have his name on it as well?
It's got Berlin. That's my real name.
Oh.
My real name is Berlin Lagan.
So.
Would it also
So
have
this note, is it-
Fetch's name on it?
Fetch was not involved.
Alright, okay.
Fetch found
This
me
this
after
note
my
is it? Is it the people who experiment have been committed on?
Or are being experimented on?
Yes, or is it future plans?
The current note that you're looking for, there's like a decent few here that sort of talk about various people who have been experimented on. But the current one you're looking through is fairly old.
Fairly
Right.
old. So is the name is Verona written recently?
Verona is written a long time ago.
Okay. Hmm.
Are there any other notes of significance? Talks about trade routes, anything?
Nothing you see, no.
Okay. Yeah. Be sure to keep it real safe and hidden too.
Yep.
Okay, I start inspecting the bookshelves. Um,
Uh,
are they
sure,
are
roll
they just
perception.
is it just literature? Yeah. Not great. If somebody else wants to roll, that'd be good. I got a
I'll roll
9.
investigation,
I
right?
would be too focused on working around.
Yeah, somebody else should, for sure.
Fetch will.
Oh, I got 14.
Fetch is better. Saving.
Okay.
Okay,
So,
they seem to be fairly normal books, essentially. I mean, they're not like your standard stuff you'd find in a library. They're more like there's some like medical books,
mhm.
a couple magical theory things, and then some tinkerers things, and various other stuff like
Man,
that.
man,
Okay.
if there was ever a time to wish that your spellcaster was not an elephant, now would be the time.
Is there any? Okay, so I'll go over to the door, check for traps, check if it's locked.
Yeah,
Um,
roll me an investigation check.
9.
Okay, does not appear to be trapped or locked.
Okay.
So
Can I listen in, hear if there's anything behind it?
Yeah, sure. Roll me perception.
Fuck. Put that goddamn thing away. Same number.
It seems you don't hear any noise from here, at least.
All right. Zaris, I need you to focus for a second. Can you help with this?
Yeah. Okay. Gave me to open that.
Um, listen first. I'm not certain.
Oh. Not crawl, but I'll go with I'll listen in.
On all fours.
No. I'll listen in.
Okay, roll me a perception check.
No.
You don't hear anybody, as far as you can tell, or
Oh.
anything.
I
You get.
amazing.
Okay, well, you first. You're the leader of the bunch.
One. Back up.
Okay, I'll take a step back from the door.
Okay, yeah, you go ahead and open the door, and you seem to be basically at the end of a hallway, kind of. You're at like this T intersection between two hallways. Like directly across from you, you can see another door, and then there's a long hallway to your right that you don't really get much of a view on. You can see one other room that is in that hallway, and there's a window in that room, and you see like an operating table of sorts directly over there.
Okay.
Before
The tinkering workshop was tinkering on people.
I don't want to think about that right now. I'm having a crisis.
I'll usher everyone forward, and are we going? I'll motion with my hand straight or to the right.
Well, I ask once again, shall we turn our focuses on justice? For the people who
Important
did this?
question before that: are you all stealthing, or are you?
Yes,
Are we
Yeah.
all
Roll stealth.
maintaining our stealth? Okay.
we should.
Yeah. I am maintaining stealth for sure.
Then do
Okay.
we need a reroll?
Yeah, you did some investigating, so you kind of broke stealth.
I've never been more certain about a stealth roll in my life. Okay. Natural 20, so 29. So 29.
Right now we're rolling.
Down.
Shit.
Yeah, I went from a nat 20 to like 5 and
Yeah, I got 29 on stealth.
Whilst this is going on, am I hearing or seeing anything whilst outside?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Not. Roll me a perception check, actually.
Let's make sure that the elephant has his
That's
turn.
Yeah, that's a 17 total.
Okay. You do see the two people who have been in the building, sort of continuing to look or like work on whatever they're working on. But as far as you're aware, there isn't anything going on that would pose a
Okay.
danger to them. Okay.
You got a plan, Elephant Man?
Yeah. Is there anything you want to do, Bill, or are you just gonna
Um,
keep watching?
I guess I'll try and fire off a message cantrip to Zora to say that everything seems to be fine on top. I don't know if it will work though, because they're underground right now, I think. So
You just have to know them. I don't know if there's a distance.
There is.
They
It's
can
a,
for yeah.
it's 120 feet, and it can be barred by magical silence, a foot of stone, an inch of common metal, a thin sheet of
Oh
wood.
yeah, then
But
there's
then
no
it
way.
doesn't, it
Yeah.
doesn't have to be in a straight line though. So if we're like 100 feet away,
We're definitely
120
120 feet beyond.
Yeah.
right?
This
It's out of
building was
range,
60 feet. The
unfortunately.
building was 60 feet away, and we're easily 60 feet out because we just entered
Yeah.
a room that was almost identical to the
Right,
top one.
yeah.
So
Okay.
I
So
don't get anything back, so I figure no news is good news at this point. So.
okay. Well, with you in front, well, we know what's in. Well, we know what's ahead. Should we check and see what's on the right?
Sorry, did I miss anything in the last few seconds?
No, not really. He tried to cast message and it didn't work. It's because we're really far away. Okay, vote to go towards the operating room and vote to go right. Votes on right.
there's hold on. There's actually a hallway like right in front of you with a door at the end, and then to the right of that is the operating room.
Oh, sorry. So, path ahead or operating room on the right.
And then there's the hallway to the right of that as well.
Okay, so it's like a T with another T.
Essentially.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a coral. Okay. Um. Okay. Then votes on where we go. We go to the operating room, or do we go to the? Well, we have 3 to go for
Yeah.
now. Do we go to the door up ahead? Do we go to the operating room, or do we go to the hallway?
We know for sure that there's no one in the operating room, right?
As far as you can see.
Alright, then I would say we start with the operating room where we know there's no one there.
Okay, I'm going to
as-
stealth ahead then.
Yes. As you're beginning to make your way over to the operating room, you sort of scan the area, make your way in that direction, being all stealthy like. And you glance over, and all the way at the end of the hallway on your right, you do notice 2 people sort of guarding what appears to be another entrance to this place.
Okay. Well, if I stealth ahead of everybody, would they see me with that? With the, like an almost 30?
Maybe it's a good roll, but
They
isn't
are,
really
yeah.
much you can stealth with, because it's
Yeah, I don't want
basically
to.
like an open hallway.
I'm not gonna stealth past them. I just want to.
As a note, as well, these people, these guards, seem to be wearing similar armor and weaponry to the or to the people you fought back in North Creek who were with the Fleshbender.
Okay. I'll make. I'll quietly make motions. I'm sort of like at the edge of the wall just before the path line. I would have just peeked around to like see them a little bit, and then I would have stayed, and I would have stayed hidden. I wouldn't have tried to go across or anything.
Yeah.
And I would motion to the rest of the group, and I'd make a note of 2 guards, and then try my hardest to like convey that they are similar guards,
Yeah.
and like point to Zolris.
Alright, well, I'm going to draw my sword as my response to that.
Yeah, I'm gonna put my hand over your sword to make you put it down for a second. Kind of whisper, do we want to distract
I'm just going to kind of whisper back. Justice.
and then have Verona backstab him?
If Verona is here,
Yeah.
it'd be a problem.
Or Kuwara, I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, well,
As-
yeah. Cool.
As a note, the guards are like all the way at the end of the hallway on your right.
So they're not like
Far
right
enough.
next to the junction.
Yeah, they're far enough away that you could probably get away with like sneaking around for a little bit before you had to deal with them. So you could try that. might work.
Okay, I'm gonna do I'm gonna try to like like crouch crouch hop like right across the corridor so they don't see me immediately. Like just right across. Just BLJ into GBJ.
Of course.
I'm gonna go across the corridor and I'm gonna take a peek at the door. It's just a regular door. Like, what does it make of?
Across the corridor, yeah, it's just a completely regular door. Not really special in terms of doors. It's basically like every other door you've seen here so far.
Okay. Check if it's locked. Check for traps. That kind of thing.
Yeah. Roll me an investigation check.
Second verse, same as the first. 18.
Okay. Yeah. No. Seems unlocked, untrapped.
Okay, then I'm gonna carefully peek into the door and see like what do I see in the room.
Okay. You open the door and you see a stairwell.
Stairwell.
Yep.
Okay, then I'll make a note with like my arm going upwards. Just
It goes down.
oh,
Actually.
down? Okay, then up, then downwards. I'll go upward, then I'm gonna be like, no, down. There's a downward stairway this way. And I'll just keep that door just a little ajar, and I'll sneak back to the other side. Okay.
Yeah, you do that.
Okay, let's check the operating room before we tackle what's behind the guards door.
Well, looking over at the guards, you can see a staircase heading upward, actually.
Upwards. But-
Yes.
Okay. Would we want to go downwards or upwards?
He said it looked like another entrance leading outside.
Oh, okay. So it's like a. Oh, that must be where the trade route starts. The way out the building. Whatever sort of trade they're doing outside of here is going through there. So, what. So, should we go down then? We should check the operating room first at the very least.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Then. It's weird that I'm leading. This is weird.
Are we all going with, or is it just you?
Do you guys want to? I can go with. I'm still stealthing. I could like take a peek in the operating room and see if there's like anybody watching, or just like look around for like little notes or something. Wouldn't take that long. I just.
Probably best for you to go on your own for now, and then if it's safe, we'll join you.
Okay. I'll go ahead to the operating room that's open apparently, and I'll look for traps, and see if there's like anybody around, that kind of thing.
Okay.
Fuck, we're splitting the party 3 ways.
Well, you're heading over to the operating room. You do notice several more windows that you can see into, where you see similar rooms. There's one basically directly to the right of the room you're heading towards, and then there's one directly across from that other room.
More operating rooms?
Yes.
Okay. Are they empty?
They are currently empty, yeah.
Currently empty.
Currently.
Do they look like a mess?
They seem pretty clean at the moment, actually.
Okay. Even the operating room that's open?
Yep.
Huh. Okay, then I'm gonna go then I'm gonna go like to the door and like peek in or whatnot. And like to the one that I know is open at the end, not the ones with the windows.
Yeah.
Is there anything just sitting idly on a table or not or something like parchment or writings or something? Not like tools, obviously.
No, there is not.
It's clean, completely clean.
Yep. There's like a small like cabinet sort of thing there.
Really
that might
weird.
have stuff in it. To like the right of the room. So basically directly across from the door.
Okay, I'm gonna motion for like one person to just be within like walking distance of the door. And then I'm gonna go in and like look in the cabinet.
Alright.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
is this a room where there's guards guarding a different entrance?
No, this is the operating room. The
Right.
the corridor with the guards is we're either gonna go down or we're gonna tackle the guards and go up. We haven't made that choice yet, but I wanted to check the operating room first.
Okay. Yeah.
So I go in and I look in the cabinets.
Yeah, roll me an investigation check.
Bad. 6.
It seems to be just a bunch of basic tools and the like.
Okay, is there anything, like, strange about the room?
Not particularly. You know, besides the fact that it's an operating room and you kind of have an idea of what it's for, that's a little bit off.
Yeah, that's pretty telling, yeah. It's just
Yeah.
surgical tools in here.
Essentially, yeah.
Are they, like, on top of a cloth or something? Can I check under a cloth?
They're basically stuffed in this cabinet with like various things to keep them clean, but nothing really that stands out.
Okay. I don't think there's a whole lot here. Okay. I feel very weird leading the group. This never happens. But it is what it is. I'm gonna leave the room and I'm gonna meet up with the rest.
Yeah.
Alright.
Okay, so, what's our plan? Do we go up or do we go down? Down could be more, but up could mean that we chase Fenris.
Yes,
There's
I think
something
we-
more sinister going on here than just what he's doing.
Oh,
I think-
one more thing. All the way at the end of the hall, by the guards, you do notice 2 more windows. But these windows have like dark glass, so you can't really see through it.
Hmm.
At least from here.
Well, I think personally Fenris owes us a bit of explanation, so I vote we chase him.
Alright, votes for Chase?
And,
2. Fetch would probably join.
yeah, Fetch will.
Okay, so even if I wanted to go down, it's still outvoted. We'll go up. We'll have to
Okay.
deal with the guards, though, and I'm not 100% certain on that glass. Is there anything that leads to that glass, or is it just like inspection or something?
There are 2 doors that are near enough to the glass that you assume that they're the same room, but you're not 100% sure. Or yeah, there are like 2 separate glass panes, and they each have a door next to them.
Okay. I'd say it's been a very eventful night. And whatever you guys do, I will follow suit.
Well, you can say that again.
Okay.
Uh,
Well, who's leading this?
If we charge again, I think I would be suitable for the role. I sort of grin, evidently enjoying it.
Mm-hmm. I
And then
have
I draw my blade.
I have no contest to whoever leads. Just know that we're about to fight something.
Well, suppose. Is everybody ready?
Yeah,
No.
I'm I'm as ready as I can be. I draw my bow.
I'll never be.
I draw my short bow.
Well, I'm gonna burst through the door.
Okay, you bust into the corridor.
Guess we're breaking stealth. Okay.
I'm not breaking stealth.
Making a loud noise.
Yeah, they haven't spotted you, so you will get a surprise round, but let me get the map.
We get fucked up.
Okay. Votes on who gets knocked out first. I vote me.
Zorus.
Please don't get
I
knocked
mean-
out again. This is like
Or I'm sorry, Verlin.
yeah, this is poetic in the wrong ways. I'm sorry.
I mean, if I get knocked out, my armor fucks them up. So.
Now, is there a way we can alert Amir? We might need some.
Loud scream.
It would take like 5 rounds for him to get here at the fastest speed.
Message, I guess, but that's for you contacting us, and you have to know the direction.
And he has to know that we're having an issue. So
I mean,
it's
I can see
well,
two people
Yeah,
from where I'm
as soon
standing,
as
so
those people start interacting, we'll probably do it.
basically, if I see them like panic or react in some way, I'm probably gonna.
reaction 1, panic.
Oh no, not mine, theirs.
Oh
I
man,
guess mine too as well.
this is what's happening. Let's okay. Good luck, everyone.
Let's
Yes.
so because they're surprised, would we have advantage on them?
We would have advantage on initiative. No, we wouldn't have advantage on initiative, would we?
No, not initiative.
no.
On attacks against them.
We would just get the
You
first
get-
round.
Yeah, you just get a surprise round. So.
Yeah.
Good.
So we would get 2 turns. Lovely. Okay.
Well, depending on how we roll initiative.
I could, well, yeah. I could roll really bad. My initiative isn't, I don't think it's bad. Yeah, it's not, yeah, it's +3. That's okay. Just my rolls are garbage. As indicated by the second third of the entire infiltration.
Fine. I have a plan.
I'm sure.
I'm listening. Because I don't.
I have a plan. It's fine.
Good luck. Oh boy.
Position yourself as you will.
I'd be
I would be up front.
probably about here.
Which door were we opening?
You weren't opening a door.
We
you were
just
rushing
went-
down this hallway.
We just went into the corridor. There's 2 doors. There's 2 doors on
Were
opposite
we,
side.
like, all the way down here.
Yeah, you were a little bit further back. There was like a little bit of a hall. There was another hallway that you were sort of hiding in.
Cool.
Alright.
So we have to spend our surprise round getting to them.
I
No,
was-
you guys would be able to move close enough before you unstealth, so you're closer.
Okay.
If you
Yeah,
would like
it's-
to be.
Like 40
Yeah,
feet, so, like,
I want to be like as close as I can be.
Yeah, I'd say like,
So you're basically like within 1 turn of them.
yeah.
Alright.
Okay. Initiative. Initiative
We
time.
Pull that up.
Gun boys.
And don't
Alright.
thing.
Oh.
Okay, go ahead and roll some initiative.
God.
Oh, hold on. I always forget. this. How do
Never-
you select-
Never fails to disappoint. Koror is here with a 7 initiative.
I always forget this. How do you select a token?
You just click on it, and then you click initiative on your sheet.
Hey, you want to have Bill roll initiative?
There we go.
He can if you
24.
want.
I don't know how useful it would be, but
You could roll initiative on the off chance that you do hear a commotion somewhere.
I rolled 20 as fresh, so give me a second.
it's 12 for me. But oh, I'd need.
So, did you say we're like 30 feet away from the butter?
Yeah, essentially.
Alright.
Could be better.
Yeah, Korora.
Oh joy. Chaos, chaos, chaos.
Of course.
It's gonna be real
Any other
interesting.
way in D&D.
It's gonna be real interesting when we finish fighting and we open these doors and it turns out to just be like users.
Okay, Lurie, what would you like to do?
Alright, well, I'm gonna run straight at this guy here.
Yep.
And I'm gonna hit him twice with my rapier.
Okay, go ahead and roll for that. That hit is you go ahead and sort of surprise him. He sort of turns around at the last second and tries to bring up his long sword to block it, but you manage to slip your rapier under and get a solid hit on him. The second one hits as well as you bring it back and strike again. He takes math 25 hit points total. I should probably
Alright.
write this down somewhere.
I get to.
Looking at them, by the way, do they have their guns?
Oh, they have guns, yes.
Yeah,
Okay,
I did see. I did
um,
see Gun Boys and Kurora in there, so I'm assuming he thought that it was only gonna be me fighting these
Oh
guys.
no, that was from last time that you fought. I'm just dumb and forgot.
Oh,
what it
okay. It was just very
Uh,
strange foreshadowing.
In any case, I'm going to do it again.
was. Okay, yeah.
So that's 2 more.
Fighters. Oh boy.
Does that hit?
That does not hit, unfortunately. As you sort of go to strike again, his armor shifts and blocks your strike.
Right, and last one.
And yeah, you pull back your blade and go for another strike, but that armor shifting sort of threw you off a little bit, and you miss again, unfortunately.
Alright, okay. Damn, wasted an action surge, but oh well.
Okay. It is now their turn, or among our turns, at least. Let's see. What is this guy gonna do?
They're surprised, right?
They are surprised, actually. I forgot about that. So it is not their turn.
Yay! I get one.
Right.
I get one
Uh,
power play.
Zulrus, it is now your turn.
Yep, I'm gonna run up to this guy.
Yep.
Teamwork.
I'm going to stab him with my moon blade. Do we have advantage on these hits, by the way?
That's a great question. I'm not sure.
Might be a house rule.
Probably. Give me a second.
You joke about splitting the party, but all things considered, this was very eventful and progressive.
Okay, yes, you would get advantage.
Sweet. Oh,
That hits.
stunning strike.
Okay, yeah.
Oh boy, I forgot you were Bop.
Okay, DC. I don't remember DC. I think
It's wisdom plus proficiency plus 8.
Okay.
That is an 18 to save, so I assume that saves. Okay.
Rip.
I'll
Forgot,
try-
forgot you whapped things.
That hits.
Okay.
Whap.
I'm gonna try it again.
Yep.
Whap it.
Yeah.
That is a 16 to save.
Shit,
Mm.
Gonna get whapped.
Alright, and bonus action, patient defense.
Yep.
Hoorah. Alright, Fetch, do your thing.
Give me 1 second to do math. Okay. Quill, what would you like Fetch to do?
Fetch will. I'm reading. Oh, did he? Okay. I'm gonna take a shot, and with advantage, I'm actually gonna do sharpshooter. So I'll take a -5 penalty, and if it hits, plus
Yep.
10 the damage to the one that Zorus is fighting.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and roll for that.
-5, that's a 22 to hit.
That does hit.
17 points of piercing
17
damage.
damage total.
Yeah, go Fetch.
I don't think he has extra attack yet.
Does not know, I think.
Okay, he's gonna. I should have Hunter's Mark there for a while. Bonus section, Hunter's Mark now.
Yep.
Alright. Let's try to get that. And I'm done. He's gonna waddle to this side.
Waddle, waddle.
Okay. Cora, what would you like to do?
Well, for thematic purposes, I'm gonna move this way, next to the window, and I'm going to take a shot at this guy.
Yeah, go ahead and roll for that.
Okay. He's
Oh.
currently Currently engaged with someone, so I get sneak attack on this if it hits.
Yeah. I mean, you would anyway because it's a.
Yeah, I do get
surprise.
advantage. Yeah. Do I get advantage from this?
You would, yeah.
Um. 23 to hit.
That would hit. Yep.
Okay, so I roll a d6. This is just piercing damage right now, and then I'll roll sneak attack. 4 piercing damage, and then 4 sneak attack.
Okay. Which one was that on? Sorry.
Red.
Okay.
Um. And I'll just hold here, and that'll be my turn.
Okay. As a note, the 4 squares on the map are doors as opposed to windows.
Oh, really?
So,
Okay.
Yes.
Then the window's just between them?
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
the window
Yeah, I
is
didn't know
like
if that-
right there-ish, and then
Okay.
there.
oh,
Okay. Okay. Good to know.
Yep, good to know.
Okay, Luri, what would you like to do?
Well, I think I'm just gonna smack this guy up a bit.
Okay, yeah, go for it.
1 second, I accidentally close street.
Go ahead and add a dramatic filter. There we go.
So yeah. There's one.
That hit?
Alright. And then there's a second. Is
Yeah.
he still actually I'm going to add if he's still alive, I'm going to add my distracting strike to that.
He is still alive.
Alright, well I'm going to add my distracting strike damage, which is gonna be an extra D6 plus 3.
Okay.
And I believe anyone who attacks him until the start of my next turn has advantage.
Yeah, that guy's looking a little bit rough. Currently.
Yeah.
Okay, anything else you'd like to do?
Not particularly.
It is now Blue Guy's turn. Blue Guy is gonna make an attack against Zulrus.
We have disadvantage.
It's just who attacks this guy. You get the advantage. Not anyone.
That is, I rolled 2 17s, so that is 23 total, so that hits. That is... you take 8 slashing damage and then 7 electric damage as the somewhat familiar longsword with these like wires running along it and sort of shocks you a little bit as it strikes you.
How much again?
8 plus 7, so 15.
Okay.
Let's see. Remember.
Why are we only level 5 for this?
Hey, you're fine.
Also, why are we only 4 people?
My
See, that's
idea.
a mistake.
My idea. This is fine. It's fine.
And then he is going to spend his bonus action casting a spell on himself. As he sort of holds up a spellcasting focus, and this bright gold light shines around him. Mark him. Okay, that ends his turn. It's the red guy's turn, and he's going to make a strike at Luri.
I got your back, Larry. Don't worry.
That is a 21 to hit.
I'm gonna cast shield as a reaction,
Okay.
and kind of just look kind of a little shocked at myself for using magic for the first time.
Yeah.
Hey, do what you gotta do to keep you alive.
He will also cast a spell on himself as a bonus action. He glows with a similar gold light.
Ah,
Okay, that ends their turn.
My
Uh,
rage at the experiments conducted outweighs my desire to not use magic.
Zulrus, what would you like to do?
Yeah,
kill.
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 Guy again.
Yeah, go ahead and roll for that.
Actually, how's the red guy looking?
Red guy's looking kind of bad at the moment. Like, not on death's door, but he's pretty significantly hurt.
Should we kill these guys?
It's a great question.
Not my
We should
not my
kill-
choice. Not my choice.
We should get information out of them.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
use my bonus action.
Keep
to-
keep him unconscious.
Okay, hold on one sec. I need to check something with spells.
The entire room explodes.
Yes. Okay, yeah. Go ahead and do your thing.
Yep, bonus action disengage, and I'm gonna step over to the red guy.
Yep.
And I'm gonna take 2 swipes at him.
Yeah, go ahead and roll the first one. That does not hit. Actually, hold on. This is still perfectly not hit. Go ahead and make me a wisdom save first. Okay, you can either choose to target somebody else that's close enough, or you can not make this attack.
I will not make the attack.
Okay.
I will attack again.
Yeah.
25.
Okay.
Psych.
Go ahead and roll me another wisdom save.
13.
Okay. You can choose to attack someone else or lose the attack.
I lose the attack.
Okay.
Gonna. Awkward.
Never had this happen to me before.
I'm done because I used my bonus action disengage.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. What would Fetch like to do?
Kill.
Fetch will kill. No. Fetch is gonna try and hit the red guy again.
Okay. Go ahead and roll for Fetch.
This will not be sharpshooter.
Okay. Roll a wisdom save for Fetch.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, Fetch can either choose to hit somebody else
We will
or.
hit the blue one.
Okay, that's. I don't know how this works.
He has to make another wisdom save.
Yeah, roll me another wisdom save.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, Fetch can either choose to hit somebody else, not including the red guy. I'm not
I
including
mean,
this part,
I was perfectly found a loophole there.
I will use lucky to roll that wisdom save.
but- Okay.
No, that's only on a 1. Never mind.
Yeah, that makes more sense. That's what I thought.
I thought he had the lucky feat, but no, that's from his.
No, that's there is a feat
Yeah,
that does that,
it's
but it's
not
not.
Yeah.
It's luck, not lucky.
Whatever. Well, that's it.
Okay. Karura, what would you like to do?
I will shoot. I will shoot. Can I hit red from here?
Yeah, you can try.
Okay. I will try. So I don't get advantage on this. So it's just a regular roll.
Yep.
18.
Okay. Roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom saving throw. 19.
Okay, you do hit red.
Okay.
You
I get
break through the spell.
sneak attack as well.
Yep.
Okay. 9 piercing damage.
Okay.
And then 7 sneak attack.
Okay. Yeah, Red's looking pretty hurt at the moment.
Okay.
Anything else you'd like to do?
I already used this. I can't. No, that'll do it.
Okay.
Need to mark off an arrow.
Okay, Luria, it is now your turn.
Alright, I'm gonna smack this red boy up again.
Yeah, go ahead and roll for that. That just misses, unfortunately. That one hits.
That's more like it. How's he look? Can I make a perception check to see
Sure, roll me a perception check.
how much more I think I'm gonna need to do?
He's on his last legs at the moment.
Alright.
So overkill.
Well, that's my entire turn, I think.
Okay. Yeah, it is now their turn.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The red guy, he's gonna spend his action to disengage, and he's gonna back a little bit off, which I would do, but I can't. I mean, the map too small. So he's gonna back like 30 feet up. And that's... and then he's gonna use his bonus action to cast a spell on himself.
Would he get 2 attacks of opportunity from that?
He disengaged with his action.
Okay, sure. Alright, because I have bonus action. Disengage, that's right.
Yeah. And then this guy's gonna move up to Zulrus and make an attack. That is in 18 to hit.
Misses. Armor class 19.
Yeah, he goes ahead and makes a swing, but you
Chunky
feel
boy.
sort of something coming behind you and step forward just in time to avoid the blade. And he is also going to use his bonus action to cast a spell on himself. And
Wait, if he uses action to disengage, how could he attack?
different guy. Yeah, blue guy attacked you. Red guy is gone.
Okay.
Or not gone, but backed up. Okay. It is now your turn. What would you like to do, Zorus?
How far did the red guy step away?
30 feet.
30 feet. Yeah, I'm gonna go after him. I'm gonna...
Okay,
head
yeah,
toward him.
you catch up to the red guy. Are you disengaging at all?
Nope.
Okay, you take an attack from blue. That's a 23 to hit.
Hits.
Okay. Math. It does 14 damage to you.
Okay.
Okay, you catch up to the red guy.
Yep, and take 2 swings.
Yeah, go
Not
ahead and
lethal. And try to knock him out.
roll for your first swing.
Natural 20.
Okay, that would hit. Roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Fuck!
You can choose another target or choose to not attack.
Can I throw the blade?
It still would apply.
I suppose I'll let you, but
can I
you
throw-
have to roll another wisdom saving throw.
No, I'll let the attack go away and I'll try and attack him again.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and roll for that.
Oh my fucking god! Holy shit!
Yeah, you try to make some attacks on this guy, but there's something about him that's just stopping you from attacking him.
Loris, please.
Anything else you'd like to do?
Bonus action, take the dodge.
Yep, that ends your turn. What would you like Fetch to do?
Fetch will shoot blue guy.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and roll for Fetch. That would hit. Roll me a wisdom saving throw. That fails, unfortunately.
15. Man.
So Fetch can choose another target or drop the attack.
What's it? His range on it is 150 feet, though. He could technically hit red, couldn't he?
I'll attack red with it.
Roll me another wisdom save.
No.
No.
Aw. I tried. I tried, man.
Okay.
He has 3 times the amount of range I do with a rock. So
Kura, what would you like to do?
I will spend a bonus action to dash 60 feet past blue. Actually, he's not that far away, is he? Red?
No.
Red is 30 feet past blue.
Then I'm gonna stay out of the range of blue, and I'm gonna try to fire an arrow at red.
Yeah, make a roll.
I'm gonna aim for like the knees or something.
Okay.
Not gonna try to kill him. 17,
That would hit. Roll me a wisdom save.
19.
That succeeds. You hit him. Go ahead and roll for damage.
Sneak attack because
Yep. 'cause
he's
that's it.
engaged.
It doesn't matter what you roll, you knock him out.
Okay, 5 damage,
Falls unconscious.
and just with, well, yeah, he's crippled technically, and just because I like BMing, sneak attack, 5. So I might as well get the rolls out. I'm probably not gonna be able to. I'm not gonna be up in a second with blue about to punch my shit in.
Okay.
Okay, knocked out red. I'm gonna spend. I can't. I spent my bonus action in my action. I already moved too, so that's it.
Yeah. Okay, Luri, what would you like to do?
Alright. Can I... Does it take like a turn to switch weapon or something?
No, it doesn't.
Alright, in that case I'm gonna pull out my crossbow and, as Korora did, I'm going to start shooting with the red.
The red guy is
enemies.
currently unconscious.
Oh, okay.
I got him, man.
Okay.
Don't worry.
Alright. In that case, I'm gonna leap at the blue guy with 2 rapier attacks.
Yeah, go ahead and roll for those. Okay, those would hit. Roll me wisdom saves.
You got this. Okay.
Okay. First one, you can either choose another target or drop the attack.
Drop the attack.
Second one hits.
Yes.
Thank God.
Hey.
Alright. Does that break the spell? Or...
The spell seems to have faded, yes.
Alright.
Until he re-enables it.
Yeah, it is now his turn. He is going to use his bonus action to cast a spell on himself. And then he is going to book it. Running back. So,
Does that trigger an opportunity attack?
you would get an
Doesn't
attack of
do that.
opportunity, yes.
Well, I will take that then.
Yeah, go ahead and roll for that. Roll me a wisdom save.
You're enabled shield. Okay.
You do not hit, unfortunately, unless you want to target somebody else or drop the attack. Or...
No thanks.
Hit
yeah.
Zorus.
He runs away. He takes a step down to avoid Zorus, and he's a little bit further away now. Hold on.
You actually have to expand the
Sorry.
map because you didn't occur.
Yeah.
How wide is the hallway?
It is like 20 feet wide.
Okay. No snaring for me then. Actually, wait.
You got this. You got this.
Sorry, I had to check something.
That's a 1-minute casting time, so I won't be using that anyway.
Mm.
Alright, what happened?
He's
Rick-
running.
How far away is he?
He's running towards you right now, I believe.
Okay, I'll run up to him.
Run up the blue. Here we go.
Yeah. There we go.
I'll run up to blue.
Yeah, go ahead and roll to hit.
I'm probably like there or something. If we're just
Yeah.
pushing stuff.
You'd be a little bit further back, but it's fine.
Yeah, and also like yours then. Like 5 feet back further.
I'm
Yep.
just gonna go and roll the wisdom save.
Yeah, go for it.
No.
No. Go ahead and roll again.
No.
No.
Don't worry, man. I got your back.
Thank you. That is why I'm here.
Yeah.
This action.
Even if you can't hit anything, I can. I'm due for a bad one. I'm due for a miss.
Bonus action dodge.
Yep. Okay. What would you like Fetch to do?
Fetch is gonna waddle up and take a shot at him.
Yeah, go ahead and roll.
While I stepped away, I meant to have Zolrus pick up that guy's sword. And gun.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, he'll do that.
It's a shinier sword. Probably used to kill many people.
Fetch is gonna roll. I'm just gonna go ahead and roll wisdom save. Thank God.
Yeah, he succeeds. Go ahead and roll an attack.
Because red guy is down, I'm also gonna move the hunter's mark to the blue one.
Yep.
Actually, I was already on the blue one, so I don't have to do that. 18 to hit.
That hits. Go ahead and roll Hunter's Mark.
D6, yeah. 2d6, because I rolled it as second level. 3.
Okay.
Could be worse.
Anything else Fetch would like to do?
Nope, that's it for fetch.
Okay. Karora, it is now your turn.
Just gonna do, like, up here.
Yeah, I'll make a... I'll make a move here. Ready another arrow. I need to remove another arrow. Second one. I'm gonna go ahead and take a hit, or take a shot at blue.
Yep. Roll for an attack.
22.
That hits.
Non-lethal?
Sure, if you want to.
Yes.
Okay. Then 8 piercing damage and 8 sneak attack.
Okay.
So 16.
He's looking a little rough at the moment.
Wow, this is the beefy boy.
Okay, anything else?
I didn't spend my bonus action. Nah, I'm good.
Okay.
So, how far away am I from this guy?
You're
would
more
be-
like you're towards the back.
Yeah. He ran like 60 feet away from you, so...
Just imagine you were like
Okay.
shifted. Yeah, just imagine you were like shifted 60 feet to the left, and that's where you are.
Right, okay.
Fetch,
Well,
10 feet
I'm
back.
gonna... alright, I'll run 30 feet then, so to there. And then I'm going to, pull out my crossbow and make 2 attacks with that.
Yeah, go ahead and roll. That hit.
Alright. And I'm assuming that misses.
Yeah, that one misses.
Alright, well,
Okay, it is now
that's
his
my
turn.
whole turn.
He's going to cast a spell on himself as his action, and he's going to attempt to book it. Go ahead and make an attack of opportunity, Zulus.
How many fucking slots?
Get that boy.
A handful.
20 to hit.
Oh, that just hits.
Just it's.
Well, you know, the spell he casted increased his AC a little bit.
Good to hear. Stunning strike.
Okay, hold on. Let me roll. Save. That one succeeds on his con save to concentration. Oh, wow. And that's a natural 20. He succeeds on that. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. And then he's going to run 2 squares off the map.
fuck was his speed?
Just speed might be increased a bit.
Oh, because of the spell.
Yeah, I know the spell.
Okay. It is now your turn, Zorus.
Well, that's funny. It's a good thing I'm
It's a funny thing that you can outrun them.
Yeah, I actually can. I can just
You
get.
you have like 80 feet of movement.
I do not have 80 feet.
Oh no, I'm thinking of something else. You have.
It's 50. Alright, stab.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll.
19.
That just hits. And he falls unconscious.
Yes!
Ah,
I also get the benefit from,
Yep.
I reduce his hit points to 0. So I gain 10 hit points. What is the mod plus my level? So I gain 9.
Alright, I'm just gonna pretend I didn't see that. Somebody else, please, check what's on this guy's person. I'm gonna, like, take a look through the
Before-
doors.
Well,
you do that?
Wait, they both have guns, don't they?
Yes.
They do.
They
The
do?
red guys.
We're gonna
Uh,
end things
yeah.
there before you do
Yeah,
that.
that's because.
I'm gonna take one of those guns.
Well, I got the red one, so you can have the blue one.
Right.
Alright, I'll just be over here.
Alright.
Ranger with a bow, and then 2 people with guns. Perfectly normal.
Fuck me. Alright.
Man should turn this into a Wild West campaign.
I might be able to actually, like, figure out how to make more if I, like,
Yeah.
actually start tinkering, because I think I'm gonna pick up tinkering. Alright.
Right.
Did we level
Well,
up by
thanks-
chance?
Not yet.
Okay.
Well, thanks for running, Butter. That was
Yeah.
a lot of fun.
Thank you all for
Let's do
playing.
better.
I enjoyed
Even
that a
though
lot.
I wasn't really here for much of it, so.
Don't worry,
So
we'll get him next time. We'll get him next time.
Alright, see ya.
Yeah, see you all next week, hopefully.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, I hope everybody watching the Animal Crossing stream enjoyed it too. We'll get back to Animal Crossing in just